Welcome back to another episode of You Can't Say
That.
That. My name is Manny, your regular host that you've always seen. Today we're here with Manny.
How's your new diet been going?
It hasn't. That's why I got bigger. The hair fell off from all the calories. I got whiter. No.
All right, so I feel replaced. I mean, I feel like that introduction was so much better than what I normally do. So at this point, I guess I can just walk out. You guys can just take over the show from here.
See ya.
You know?
Damn, you twisted my arm.
Damn, Nick was just all for it. He was right away.
He
I don't know why you're still here.
Get out of here.
I was hoping I could at least take Nick with me, but I guess that's out the fucking window.
I don't know why you're still here, bro.
Yeah, I don't know why you're still here. Corey's just neutral, just looking at me sadly as I leave. I'm just like looking at Corey. He's just like,
oh, no. Corey said, bye, Manny.
The tables have turned, man. Yeah. All right, well, on that note, we need to know what
this
tables
is our
are.
guest, Manny.
Hey!
Manny Gacet.
Bada bing.
Gacet? Gacet?
Gas it like the gas pedal.
Oh,
I try to make it.
Gas
I
it.
always give people shit for trying to make my name a little too ethnic. Just because
Avila?
I think they see me and they're like, they try. It's just Avila, just like any other. Nothing special.
Live in
about it.
Avila,
They say
loca.
Avila. You know how many people say Avilia? I'm like, bitch, no, just read it normal. The fuck?
Bro,
I
I've
just ask you every
gotten
time.
my last name is Gacet with a G, and I've gotten, is that Manny Jacket? Like, yeah, you got that spot on.
Yeah, someone's just living, you know what I mean?
Fwench.
It's living on the fringe, spelling their way and shit. Like, it was like a tag name for
Jeez.
jacket, you know what I mean? No, I definitely try to make your name more ethnic. I read it as like Manny Gacet. Go sit.
I mean, you can say Emmanuel Gacet.
Emmanuel. Hey, are you
Emmanuel
My
Gacet?
actual name is Emmanuel,
with
yeah.
an E or I?
Emmanuel.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
I have
yeah,
a Hebrew
exactly
first
the same
name.
way.
We got Hebrew first names.
Yeah. Everyone does.
It
Pretty
means
much.
God.
Not everyone.
Which ironically it means God with us, which I'm not like I don't know. I'm more of like a science evidence based kind of guy, but
he's like
also kind of like agnostic. Like I don't know what's out there, but I'm like open minded.
he's more like L. Ron Hubbard.
No.
With us. That's what it is.
No.
L. Ron with us.
Old Leonard Ronald.
Yeah.
No, thank you, sir.
You were telling us you have some ties into Scientology.
Yeah, when I was 20 years old, I died and accidentally joined Scientology.
Whoa, that was an aggressive line right there. I just thought, okay.
You hear me just fine on the microphone?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I want to make sure, just in case. I mean, I could drag it out and make it a longer and complicated story, but the truth of it is I had an overdose in April 2011 that literally killed me, flatlined me for about a couple of minutes, and I was brought back with adrenaline because my heart had stopped, and like a bunch of there was a reel that went viral recently on my Facebook, and people were like, that's not how they use adrenaline, and it's like, you're right, it's not for an overdose, it's because my heart fucking stopped. And then, they brought me back. My heart was irregular, and because of that, they had to shock me and bring me back.
See, that's for
kind of getting,
yeah. That's for, first off, that little tidbit right there for all these fucking fat checking haters over there, okay?
Yeah.
This shit ain't Pulp. So it was straight up Pulp Fiction style? Like,
I mean, here's the thing, right? I woke up in the hospital with all these tubes in me. I was Baker acted.
Damn.
I wasn't there when it happened, obviously. Even though I was physically there, I wasn't mentally there. I don't know what happened.
So you hear about all this shit about, like,
I'm being told by the medical professionals and by my parents who corroborated the story that's what happened.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What did these fucking medical professionals?
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
No, but listen. When you die, you hear about all of these like people who like see you. There's no cool experience. Oh man, you're just gonna solidify the fact that nothing happens when you die.
I mean, like for a little while, I thought there was something that happened, but then the more I try to think about it, the more I can't recollect anything. And then
like something happened. Like,
and then so being the scientifically based person that I like to pretend I am sometimes. 'Cause I don't have a degree. I just really like science and I read a lot. Right when you die or you have a near-death experience, DMT naturally releases in your system.
Yeah.
So DMT is a 15-minute high that pretty much feels like fucking forever.
Oh, yeah.
And all I remember was laughing hysterically and then waking up in the hospital. And apparently, after I got the shot and the shock, I woke up, I laughed my ass off, and then I laid back down. I was just like,
Whatever was happening, I want
Death
some of
got
that
me
shit.
That was pretty
How
crazy.
did you almost die? I need to recreate that.
Yeah,
Sounds like
and
you're having
if
a blast.
anyone's curious, my drugs were oxycodone and Xanax.
Let me write this down. You got my some notes? Can you?
I also did a lot of spice back then, which is a
Ooh.
fucking crazy story.
Like
yeah.
fucking Star Wars drugs.
After
Like,
after I the first rehab center I went to, because I got out and I relapsed like within 3 weeks. Went back to the same detox place. First rehab center I went to was called Suncoast Rehab Center, and they did a program called Narcanon, not Narcotics Anonymous, but Narc-Anon.
It's like a D league. For
which is
NA.
like basically like it's like the perfect snitch name. Like, you want a narc, we'll keep it anonymous.
Yeah. You would be a narc. I mean, that's what they would have to call you, a narc. You know, if you go there.
So the crazy thing is they give you like, I had already detoxed the first time, which was really bad. Like, it felt like spiders under my skin.
Oh shit!
That was the worst part of it.
Wait, were there actually spiders on your skin?
No, it was just
then
a
you
withdrawal.
would be justified.
It was just a withdrawal from the opiates. That's all it was. Yeah. But like Xanax and alcohol are the only two that if you withdraw from it the wrong way, it can actually kill you with seizures. So that's what they were mainly focused on. Not necessarily the pain that I had from the opiates, because I wasn't going to die from that. So I pretty much just like suffered through that for a whole week.
Man.
Cold showers were the only thing that really helped.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. So when I got to this rehab place, the detox wasn't so bad because I had only like relapsed for like a week and a half. And like my mom looked it up because I was living with my parents. I'm a mama's boy, you know, whatever.
Hey, shout out to mom, throwing it down for me.
Funny story. My parents moved out. That's how clingy I was.
They're like, listen, we know you're not going to go anywhere, so can we leave? Do you mind if we just fucking go?
It's a true story. Yeah, no. for a different time. No, got into that rehab, did the detox for about a week. Then they have this like Detox Plus, which is like a sauna cranked up to like an ungodly 180 degrees. And for like 10 to 15 minutes, you go in there and then you do a 3 to 5 minute cold shower. And you did this for a month and a half. Not only that, they gave you niacin every day.
The fuck is niacin?
Niacin makes you burn like the top layer of your fat, so it makes you hot. And the worst part was so you could release more of these drug toxins that were trapped in your fat cells.
Leaking you out.
Yeah. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. If you do your research, it's all bullshit. But they were still doing this, and it felt effective because, well, you were fucking sweating, and you were kind of like, oh, I can feel it coming out. Right. You're believing it, too, because exactly. All it really was is dehydration. And the worst part was they give you increasing numbers of niacin, and you have to get to a certain level of niacin where you don't have a bad reaction before they get you out of this sauna part of the program.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was it like Indian Village in the
That sounds
sense?
so strange.
It's
like a mandatory
very crazy
sauna session before you can fucking get off drugs.
So I was in the sauna part for 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so was it like an Indian reservation type where the sauna was outside and you have to install it every day?
No, it was just a modern sauna where you would just.
He used to be significantly more darker.
No, it's not. It wasn't.
He used to be significantly darker before. If you look at him, he was a black guy.
I got steamed.
Yeah, he started as a black guy. He fucking it all washed away. He melted
like
off
a
pretty
carrot. Shout out to the
He
carrot
got
juice
mushy
here
in
in
there.
Tiki Tavern.
He's got a little mushy in that motherfucker, you know.
Yeah.
That's interesting though, man. You know, but shout out to you, bro. You know, coming through it, man. Looks like you're, you know.
I feel like I'm rambling.
You're making a lot of it. You feel like you're what?
I feel like I'm rambling.
How long were you a drug addict for?
So I kind of like let's rewind it a little bit. I got diagnosed with ADHD at a very young age. And it wasn't like millennial ADHD where it's like, oh, the kid's a little hyper, give him some meth. No, I legitimately was struggling because I could not focus without any kind of medication.
And you said you were born 1990. So so you remember when I remember when ADD came out. I know it sounds funny, but I remember that shit. Yeah, that shit
version 1.0.
Yeah, that shit
didn't exist before the name.
I got diagnosed with it too.
Yeah, everybody. They was dishing that shit out.
I got it when it first came out. All the bugs. I didn't care. I didn't care about waiting for the updates.
You didn't have any room for the updates and shit. Yeah, no.
So no, I was medicated with Adderall at a very young age. And I felt like when I stopped taking those kinds of medications in high school, I was looking for other ways to replace it. So I started doing like a lot of mushrooms and acid and smoking a bunch of weed, things like that. Triple C's, Robitussin, those kind of fucking things.
Yeah. All types of stuff that are not similar to
So
Adderall.
it's not from childhood. It's not from childhood trauma.
So here's the thing. My parents were amazing.
Good for you.
Hey, shout out.
They did the best they could. They did the best they could.
All right.
I was not a great kid.
There's no way.
I also grew up in a kind of confusing way.
Did
where
you have a fucking Bob Ross tattoo? How could you not be a kid? What do you mean?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So this might be a little TMI.
Go for it.
I'm not going to go into too many details.
Okay.
But I will say that it was confusing growing up in a Santeria household.
Oh, you did Santeria? Ooh.
Yes.
What's that?
Santeria is like a Cuban or it's an African / Cuban style
So you wore the
worshiper
religion.
No, they do like spells and stuff like I don't know.
Think of it like Spanish voodoo, but not voodoo.
So without the voodoo dolls?
Well, like even voodoo is a beautiful religion, but a lot of people only focus on the negative because that's what the media shows you.
Sometimes,
but that's like 5% of that religion.
And then Christianity is such a big part of this country. To them, anything that's Santeria, anything like that is just devil
it's completely
worshiping.
demonized.
There's one category for all that shit.
Unfortunately, people see animal sacrifices and they think, "Oh, that's fucking dangerous," that's bad stuff.
Like I did it one
even
time.
Even the Catholic Church, like less than 200-300 years ago, was still doing that in public.
It's only dangerous for the animal.
So you casted spells.
So I don't necessarily 100% believe in all that stuff.
Like fucking what's this fucking Ravenclaw
but
shit?
The reason I bring that up is because my parents wanted me to have a better education than just the public school system. So I got sent to Christian school, and it was a very confusing childhood growing up, having one thing at home and being told something completely different at school by people who are supposed to be my educators.
What were your parents' view on that? Were they atheists?
My parents' view on that we believe in Santeria.
Oh, that's right, Santeria.
You only believe in that and ignore what they tell you at school when it comes to religion. Only pay attention to the classwork.
But how much of a contrast? Like, what are their? Because I don't know shit about Santeria, but I do know. I just know that they do like they
cast spells, right?
Yeah, they do spells and stuff like that.
Okay, follow-up question.
Why you tiptoeing?
If you want to call it that, yeah. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I have a question. Did you specifically ever cast spells?
I was a little more involved than the majority of people were probably in that religion for many years. I was basically how do you even say it in English?
A witch.
Yeah. At like the age of 9. If you will, like a Santeria priest. It's called a babalao.
Oh, that's fun.
If I give you a piece of my neighbor's hair, could you make her fall in love with me?
I mean, I could probably find somewhere on Google where it says I can do that.
How about her father?
The confusing thing about Santeria, for me is that there's no central documentation or central church. It's all people that have written text and have passed them down and interpreted their own ways. Yeah. And kind of like the King James Version of the Bible. You found the original Bible and then you translated it 14 different ways literally to hell because the original Bible didn't even have hell. Right. You know?
Did it not? Yeah, I mean, there were so many... It was such a primitive language. There were so many nuances.
This is going to be such a controversial episode. I feel the buttholes puckering online already. I feel a lot of people going, holy fuck, Manny is crazy.
I know. You won't be talking about me this time. Or maybe,
but yeah, no, I mean, like, the crazy differences, like, growing up in that and then going to Christian school, like, you go to Christian school and I hear of heaven for the first time in Christian school. Because in Santeria, there's not technically a heaven or a hell. There's this life.
Right.
There's this life, and there is technically an afterlife, but it's not like good or bad. It's just a place where everyone goes.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just something
that's actually when I was younger. That's what I believed. Just not the afterlife. I can't wait for it to be over and nothing more.
Right.
So, but I mean, yeah, I've always said, yeah, this life is heaven or hell. Make it what you want, and if you want to make it good, you can. If you don't, I don't give a fuck. It's not my life.
Which is why, like, growing up with both of those extremes, I feel like now I'm more of like a science, evidence-based kind of guy because I want what I'm going to believe to be tangible, to be something that I can actually measure, something I can understand, because I am that stupid that I can't just let go.
No, and I feel that,
and believe in something that needs faith. Like, for me, it's like... If I was in Star Wars, I don't think I could be a Jedi for that very reason. Like, I would have to have something tangible.
Don't they feel the Force?
No, let me... Yeah, they do. But there's an extent to... They do, by the way. Yes, they do feel the Force. Okay. You don't, because you're not a Jedi.
It's what makes the Force.
I do have a stick, though. What is it called? The lightsaber?
That's Harry Potter.
That's nature is what that's called, you know? I was gonna say no. You can take that to me. All right, I grew up in a Pentecostal home background, right? So it was very
so diet Christian.
Yeah, no, it was very strict Christian, bro. Yeah, kind of like a diet Christian, but it was like the diet kind with no fucking flavor, nothing, bro. It was very strict. Like the woman couldn't wear skirts and shit like that.
As it should be.
Yeah. No, they had to wear skirts 24/7. It was cold up there and shit. I wouldn't be able to have a long beard.
ankle-high socks. Can't show those.
Yeah. Like Wednesday
Some people
Addams
have ugly ankles. Yeah.
Yes, but I kind of hit that same, dude. I struggled intellectually with understanding what do I believe in the Bible, what I don't believe. Certainly, to me, there's some truths in the Bible. I don't think you could.
Everything is based in truth.
Exactly. I don't think you could throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's ridiculous. Not everything.
Not baby everything. Out of the bathwater.
Throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Like when the baby shits himself so hard, instead of cleaning them, you just throw them out and start over.
Fuck it.
I've heard about that.
Yeah. The game.
Good stuff.
So one day I come home from school and I tell my dad, "Hey, how do I die without killing myself?" He's like, "What the fuck just happened?" So I'm like, "Well, heaven sounds like a really great place, and I know you can't kill yourself because that'll send you straight to hell. But I know a prerequisite for heaven is dying. So how do you die without killing yourself?" Because I'm like, that sounds great. Let's just fucking get this over with. Let's go there.
If I make it look like an accident, you think that would
I grew up an extremely anxious kid that did not know it was anxiety until I got clean and I got a therapist and they told me that's anxiety. And I'm like, not me.
Put a name on
no way.
I wish your dad was
too good for anxiety. No.
I wish your dad was like, okay, so this is what you're going to
do. Yeah, but then to the point you were making about being fact-based, I always feel like you can be fact-based to a certain extent, and then there's always these questions that you just don't have an answer.
Right.
And you can have maybe, I guess, more, but it's come on, science can't tell you how we got here per se.
But even in the science community, the way they have faith set up is a completely different word. They just have it set up as theory. Mm-hmm. It's we have faith that this idea is going to work out. We just haven't proven it yet.
Yeah.
They're just...
Yeah, it's all theoretical. Yeah. Just like religion, which is my point.
Everything's a theory, just like the idea that,
it gets to the point where it becomes...
There's a guy upstars who actually is listening.
Corey looks like he either needs to take a shit or you have a thought.
When I talk to myself, I hope somebody's listening.
Me too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Realistically, you just talk to yourself in the mirror.
Try not to anymore. I hear that's not healthy.
What? Maybe you should go back to therapy.
Well, that's why we became comedians, so that we had a reason to talk in the mirror.
I'm
practicing my lines.
I was going to bring that up because
masturbating and shit. I'm practicing. He's practicing those lines a lot.
I try not to look at myself when I do that. That man makes some weird faces.
Or that one's a good face. Let's do that on stage.
It's not an O face. It's more like a capital D that fell.
like someone wrote a D on the letter, then it got wet. Yeah. Like a soggy D.
But I was going to bring that up.
D, that's the name of this episode.
I was going to bring up that you're a local comedian, so when you died, you thought it was funny.
That's crazy that you laughed. I mean, and it's interesting because I always hear about that, and I heard about the whole dopamine rush you get, and it was proven in rats at least that when they die, I
can't attest to it because I don't remember.
She don't like fucking rats. No, but it was proven in rats. Like different. It comes out of the pineal gland on rats and shit. Like it produces when they die. So then a lot of people
that old pineal gland.
Yeah, and then they say a lot of
everybody knows that.
I heard Joe Rogan talk about it. They say about how he so these people have these after death experiences, or right before they die, they have these crazy hallucinations where they go to heaven or all this stuff. They're saying that might be what's being produced at DMT, which is causing that hallucination. What does that mean that it's not real? Is my question. Is that real just because your physical body's not there, or you're seeing that through your body? This is why they call it the third eye. You're seeing that through your body in the same way that your eyes are now. You're seeing stuff through your body right now.
It all depends. So, I feel like there is some credence to this idea. There's no proof to it, but I like it. Yeah. That there's a cloud of subconscious that we all kind of connect to in one way or another.
That's fucking stupid. That's dumb.
Like the iCloud.
Retarded.
Yeah, like the iCloud. But even Nikola Tesla talked about it back in the day, where he didn't feel like he came up with anything. Like the ideas came to him from something else.
That's certainly true.
A lot of people, a lot of artists say, I just kind of get in the zone and let the art come to me.
Have you
when you think about that kind of stuff, it kind of feels like there is something a little more. I don't know what to call it. No, supernatural, extraordinary.
It comes to you. So
in science, there's a thing called string theory where everything is connected in strings and they vibrate with each other. Right. If you believe in that, And that is proven true. Like, I mean, that's kind of like the Force in Star Wars.
What about the, have you heard of
I know about the vibration.
Have you heard of the G-string theory?
The G-string theory.
Yeah, it's a strip club on 89th Street. It's
You're a
that's
comedian.
about guitars, right?
You're a comedian, and so
I try to be.
there's so for me, there's a specific place in my house that every time I walk through it, I have a joke that comes to me exactly, the beginning to the end of the joke, and I go, "That's a banger." And I do it on stage, and it is indeed a banger. Do you have a...
and it is in fact a banger,
Confirmed.
It works 80% of the time, usually. And those are fantastic statistics.
If I may say so myself, those are incredible odds.
Yes, they are.
And most success rates in surgery aren't even that high. So...
Especially if you go to Mexico.
It's so not wrong. It's so not wrong.
If you go to the Dominican Republic, it's even lower.
It's so not wrong.
So for me, I'm gonna ask you: do you have a certain place in your house that you like? What you're talking about? It like comes to you. The art comes to you.
So are you also schizophrenic when you write your material?
It's like it's a shower thought outside the shower.
I get what you're saying. Like,
yes, there's always a place, and the time is always different, and it's always when I lay down and I'm about to go to bed. Nice. And I put on my Darth Vader mask because I have sleep apnea, and I turn over and I roll over and I get comfy, and then you get that thought and you're like, you gotta roll back over, you gotta unlock your phone, and your face mask is on, so Face ID is not working, so you gotta fucking close one eye and make sure you got all the numbers right. Open your shit, and don't review the pattern, because then you'll figure out my code. But yeah, you gotta fucking close one eye and make sure you got all the numbers right. But yeah, no, it's always like right as I'm about to doze off, I have an idea, I wake up and I go, I don't remember what I was thinking.
my brother-in-law has a sleep apnea mask. And it's just so funny. If you ever get startled, you see somebody wake up with that shit. You're like, they pull it off and shit like you're fucking like they're in a fucking Top Gun about to go down and shit. You know what I mean? Like from the helicopters. And shit,
every time I put it on and my wife tries to tell me something as I'm trying to go to sleep, I try to talk back without taking it off. She's like, I can't hear you. Because I sound like fucking Kenny from South Park. Like, so I have to hold on. What?
Anakin.
Would you said that you lost weight by stop drinking soda?
Yeah, that's my secret.
It's what nobody has ever thought of that. Even Nikola Tesla.
No, nobody. No,
Tesla didn't even think of that.
I kind of just started drinking like water like all the time, and there was this concept that it takes your stomach like 15 to 20 minutes to communicate with your brain that you're full. So I kind of just like started serving myself half portions and then waiting up to a half hour before I decided I have a seconds. Most of the time I don't, and that's really it. I just cut out sodas.
Some people it might take a little longer. I think some people are still on snail mail.
I didn't change anything I ate. I
Really?
just ate less and drank a lot more water. And
you didn't change your diet at all? You didn't like? Are you naturally a healthy person when it comes to eating salads and stuff like that? Okay.
No.
That's cool.
No, you don't get like this being like that.
Eating a shit ton of lettuce.
You don't get that sexy from ordering a Saturday one day.
Do you think?
I like fried food.
Hey, we Spanish, boy. We be eating, bro. Finally, another Latino.
Yeah,
shout
a lot of rice.
Nick is Latin too, right?
So I have a really insensitive question for you.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think that your sleep apnea is related to your weight?
100%.
Really? So you think that when you drop the weight, you're no longer going to have sleep apnea?
That helps.
At a certain point, I feel like it's going to be more of an annoyance to have it on than to just sleep without it. And the goal is hopefully to not need it one day.
Do you think that sleep apnea is kind of like breath play?
You think your wife?
I never thought of it.
You think your wife is just secretly into breast play, so she just waits for you to go to sleep?
Let me tell you
She's
this
been overfeeding you for the last 5 years.
Let me tell you this shit. Let me tell you this shit.
She can play with you while you sleep.
When I first got to that rehab, my roommate, when he first I got in about a week later. He came in, and he had the worst sulfur factory farts that you could imagine. Like, I mean, everybody boiled all the eggs and left them out.
like a fish
And
farted.
the worst part was it would feed it directly to my face through my CPAP every time.
Oh no!
I fucking picked up my shit and went and slept in like the living room for the first 3 days.
Oh my god, that's just frustrating. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah,
dude, that's really why I had. So fucking James Esterline, right? He came to my job the other day, bro, and I had like when the AC wasn't working.
And you
right?
got fired.
Dude, yeah. I immediately just got fired. The AC wasn't working. So those big orange Home Depot fans, right? I had one right in front of my face, just like right.
The ones for drying paint.
Yeah. It was the fucking industrial ones. I'm just sitting right there. This motherfucker comes on the other end and farts in it, bro. And this nasty ass dude. This motherfucker's diet is just like fucking Black and Miles and energy drinks. Like that fart was just nasty, bro. That was the nastiest amount. Dude, and that shit, dude, it hit me so hard.
Cabbage and egg salad.
Yo, you ever smell somebody's fart and it just makes you want to stop being their friend completely? Like you just want to, you're like, you know what, this is it. Like I'm gonna like, I don't want to. I don't deserve this,
My own farts. Yeah.
For a second there, bro, I was like, this isn't worth it. This friendship isn't worth it, bro.
You ever gas chambered yourself?
It was bad. Oh no, gas chamber. How do you gas chamber yourself?
Blanket.
Car.
Oh yeah. A car. Oh, you going in?
Car with broken windows.
Yeah. He has an Oculus gas chamber. That's horrible.
Yeah, I left my door open one day to like run into the house or something, and it like rained heavily, and this was like my second car, I think. And the fucking windows just did not roll down anymore. They got too wet. They got FUBAR. So one day I fucking gas chambered myself. I literally pulled over and got out of the car and just fucking let it air out on Eisenhower Bridge too.
The car's just like
on a bridge.
Well, it was before Eisenhower turns into the bridge or whatever, the Howard Franklin Bridge rather. It was coming from here over there.
He even had to open up the trunk to let air out. All doors were open, windows were down, the gas cap was open.
Sir, it smells like body. We're gonna have to check your trunk.
Yeah. You murdered somebody.
Nasty. Nasty.
But isn't it weird how we like our farts smell better than other people's farts?
Everybody likes to smell their own brand.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not, it's not the proudest thing to say, but I'll be farting sometimes underneath my blanket. I'm like, oh, that was a good one. I'm like, oh, that was a good one.
Somebody's making brownies.
So upset of this conversation.
Yeah. Like when you fucking, I was thinking about that too the other day. Or the other day, I was thinking like when you run, like those when you really got shit, bro, and you're running and you're just like going to the bathroom. Those pre-farts that come out, like those little warning.
Oh, the ones you can't trust?
Yeah.
They're hot, too.
It's like,
they're warm.
It's like the first line of defense. Like you start dropping, like you said, the Marines.
It's like first. Coming out so it can numb you for the actual
It's
event.
like the biggest shooting.
Yeah.
The what?
The biggest shooting.
Oh, my God. We went there. Yeah. We're getting souvenirs. We're coming back.
The Vegas shooting was not nearly as loud.
Conspiracies.
Yeah, the government was not involved in me taking a shit.
Did you ever hear about the guy in Home Depot and he goes...
Be careful here. It might be one of our relatives. Be careful here. Tread lightly.
No, shut up. No. He goes by a worker. Oh my God, I need to pull it together. He goes by a worker and goes, I'm going to blow it up. And then the police came because she thought...
Oh my God, no.
Yes,
Shut the fuck up.
It's a
He's
real
talking
story.
about the bathroom?
He's talking about the bathroom.
Oh,
and
really?
He goes, I'm going to blow it up. So the police came and they're like, you're a terrorist. And he goes, no, I meant like I ate something bad.
There's like, I swear it has nothing with you being from the Middle East.
Oh,
Well, I think he was black or something. So is that even the racial profile?
Yeah, no, that's just silly.
I mean, depending how bad that shit was, it could have been considered a terrorist threat.
Yeah. I think the Home Depot, like Jesus Christ, you can call who gives a fuck if you blow up a Home Depot?
Yeah.
Like,
You're just trying to peacefully be in your own Home Depot.
They got everything they need to rebuild that motherfucker. That's a place you want to blow up, You're gonna call the cops for a Home Depot. Like,
it would be ideal if it blew up because I've been having to go to Home Depot quite frequently. So if it blew up, all the wood would fly everywhere, and I can just go and salvage it.
Can you imagine that shit
be
just
like
lands back on its shelf?
Yeah. There'd just be like a bunch of
blows
wood.
up and it all lands back on its shelf.
Yeah. You live next door. There's just like all these tools scattered and Mexicans across your yard. You know what I mean? Like,
it would just be raining nails. How frequently do you think of the Roman Empire?
How frequently? Okay, this is that TikTok trend. Let's see. Honestly, you know what? Now that you said that, more frequently than I would like to admit.
Yeah, show them the shirt, bro.
Oh yeah, look, so, there you go. I didn't even know. I was thinking about it without thinking about it. It's just subconscious. No, but
the
I would
way
say
it's folded up, it's like the
year,
Roman Empire.
In a year, let's see,
A year? Let's do a month.
Okay, in a month, I can go a month or two without, but so I'll probably say every.
We're talking about the Roman Empire, not sex.
Every every 2.5 years to 3, a girl considers it. You know what I mean? No. I would say probably like every 3 months. To be honest, something like that. It comes up either in movies
4 times a year?
or interesting effect. Okay, you're right. 2 months. You say it like that. 2 months. Well, I'll go 2 months. 2 months. You know.
Okay. What about you, Manny?
So not the Roman Empire, but there is one thing that I think about so much, and I don't think we talk about it enough.
Okay.
And it's the Great Emu War.
I love that war. That is such a fantastic.
So I like history, but I don't like typical history, right? The Great Emu War.
It
was an Australian.
Did you
wait,
say
me
what's
or
the
you?
Emu War?
Me or you, Manny? Okay. No. So it was in Australia. Duh, emus. Okay. And it was basically humans versus emus. Because emus were rampant.
Like emu, like you said, they're from Australia. Are they like Australian children? Is that what you call Australian children?
No. They're like diet ostriches.
Yeah, Australian children are jackass.
Like from Australia, obviously. I thought
yeah.
Children called jackass.
So they're rampant. They're rampant. They reproduce. They're not on the scale of rabbits, but pretty fucking close.
Oh, they
reproduce a lot. So what they were doing was they were getting all these Crocodile Dundee style motherfuckers to come out there like bounty hunters and literally on jeeps with machine guns trying to mow these fuckers down.
What, Terminator style?
But they
like
were reproducing too fucking quick. And they had bounties like, bring me 1,000 emu scalps.
Damn, so they just let them have fun with it? Like Terminator like style?
But they kept losing.
Fucking zombie
They kept losing. Because what the emus were doing was fucking up their crops. So there was like this famine in Australia because emus were eating their crops. And the one thing that won the emu war was good fencing. I don't think we talk about this enough. They built fences that could withstand emus and protected their crops, and that's how they won the fucking emu war. I thought you meant like fencing,
like swords. I was like, they just fucking went to a fencing competition.
They brought a lot of Mexicans over and built fences.
After 200 years, the emos learned how to fight in fencing.
Human ingenuity at the simplest, dumbest form. Like, what if we put up good walls?
What do you think would be a tougher fight?
Trump was right.
Oh my God! Yeah, he was right. What do you think would be a tougher fight to fight off like 100 emus or 100 emos? Yeah, emos.
That's a different one.
Emos for sure, because they would not be really getting up to do anything.
Yeah, but they would be killing themselves. They'll be fucking. He's already killing himself. I don't need to fucking.
So there's a conspiracy theory behind the God damn it, emu war.
Behind the emos.
Well,
they actually really love their lives.
They're fake.
Not telling anybody. Yeah.
So they got paid for every head. Mm-hmm. I was gonna make another joke, but I've had a lot of dark ones so far.
Getting head from the emus.
Shit! $20 is $20. Come on.
Yeah.
So,
good neck, baby.
But they were actually at one point the farmers got lazy and they were breeding their own emus. And they were so that's why also it took longer for them to dwindle the population. First of all, smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, so these motherfuckers had. Did I hear? So I'm hearing this already. These motherfuckers had cars and weapons and shit, like heavy weapons, and they couldn't beat the emus.
They're just fucking fast
at an incredibly high rate.
They're fast,
and they were fucking fast. It was like
very fast.
Like, we took down 6 a day. Meanwhile, there was like 12 that were just made. Born because that's how much you're fucking and shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's insane. I gotta.
It reminds me of this game called.
It
reminds me of a game called Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love Horizon Zero Dawn.
Where like the machines reproduce faster than the humans can take them out.
Great sci-fi.
Great, yeah. That's the comparison I would make.
Yeah, her vagina dries up every time we talk about games.
I stared at the camera like The Office.
Oh, very Jim. Give me the old Jim Halpert look.
Yeah. There's another war that we don't talk about enough, I think, is the war on the ocean. Did you ever hear about that?
Like Aquaman?
Like the Great Pacific Garbage Patch?
Like Aquaman?
Or whatever?
What?
Never mind.
What?
Well, there's a garbage
Great
patch out in the
specific.
Pacific Ocean that's
Oh.
like 3 times the size of France.
A what? A patch of
A patch of garbage of like
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
human
I heard about
produced
that.
garbage.
Why don't
Yeah.
we just move the French
Plastic
there,
and
then?
fishing gear.
And there's like
all that
a
jazz.
there's a bunch of like scientists that have discovered a new algae that actually deteriorates plastic.
What?
Oh wow! It came from that dirty ass place. Is that
Well,
where it came
they've
Or they-
discovered it and they're trying to mass produce it to
so they
tackle
can use
that.
it on that? I'd say you just move the French there. That way, because
What's
they
the-
already fucking they can fit there.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah, why would he use that country?
I mean,
it
it'd give them another thing to complain
theoretically
about.
we can move you guys.
I mean, it
you
already
guys fit,
smells
you
like
know?
cheese. So.
You know,
And trash.
Yeah.
What was the War of the Ocean?
The ocean. I believe it happened in Greece.
DC Comics.
One of the emperors, or whatever you want to call them, declared war on Poseidon, and so it,
Can you imagine? Like today, we're gonna go get Bigfoot.
I just
Everybody,
I just pictured Poseidon was the king of Atlantis before it sunk.
right, but he also doesn't exist, and so all of the soldiers were in the ocean chopping at the seas like this, and they
Oh my
lost that
God.
war.
So they named it the Dead Sea.
They were just
Bazinga.
like, it's like
killed
just keep
the
chopping
sea.
away. It's like, are you sure? It's like, this is what the king wants. Just chop. It's just like hitting the waves and shit, you know?
Nah, the other,
crazy.
because when you said ocean war, what I thought of was the one that Canada's been fighting with Ireland for like forever.
I don't know.
Oh, there's like one small island that's like perfectly in between Canada and Ireland. And once a year, they'll send out emissaries. Like every 6 months, they show up. They take off the opposing country's flag and they leave a bottle of their own. So like they'll leave either fucking Crown Royal if it's from Canada, or Jameson if it's from Ireland, right?
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's cute.
And they just switch back and forth.
So
And
it's
they've
like
been
the
doing
moon.
this for like, I don't know, like
that
100
sounds
years
like-
or
that
something.
sounds
That
like
is really cute,
that
though.
sounds
But the
like a
sad thing
Canadian
is, I
war,
heard that like
doesn't it?
they ended it like 2 or 3 years
What?
ago.
See,
Yeah,
that's
Oh well,
that
the-
was my favorite war. It was so
That's so
peaceful.
cute.
that sounds like such a Canadian war. That's how they.
Yeah,
fucking-
that's
it's
such a
like,
nice
most
guy way to
peaceful-
fight.
it's like, oh, why don't you lead them some maple syrup this time, eh?
You can at least leave a
That
your
was
mama
his
joke.
Yeah. I don't know what accent that was. It sounded like
it was Hispanic.
it sounded like I was sick. Yeah, it sounded like I was sick.
Amen.
You
It
know?
sounded like Watto from Star Wars,
Yeah,
the
like
guy
a
that
tr-
owned Anakin.
Yeah, like it took a little bit too much Benadryl. You know?
That was a good one. That was a good accent. Can you do any accents?
I mean, I could talk like this for a little while, but then it gets a little old, tú sabes.
What, Middle Eastern?
Huh?
Middle Eastern?
No, that's just the beard. That's what.
Yeah, that's just your racism
Whoops.
manifesting again.
Funny thing is, if I get rid of the mustache, I always get Middle Eastern.
Yeah, I get that
Like,
a lot too.
all the
Then with my
time.
name. I get Jewish sometimes.
I even
too.
got ones that I look
I
like
wish.
DJ Khaled's little
Jewish.
brother.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, you do?
I got ones that I look like DJ Khaled's little brother.
DJ Cat.
So I call
Another one.
call myself DJ Calorie.
That's
DJ
awesome.
Calorie.
Eat the best.
Do you have a bit about that?
I'm writing one actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this
Yeah.
is pre-thought.
Yeah, this is definitely the bones of a joke for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, I was at Side Splitters the other day, and it was actually the day that Jeff Waite was here with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
There was a dude in the crowd that looked like if Machine Gun Kelly was actually a cool guy,
like
like not a douche.
like
Yeah.
an approachable machine
Yeah.
gun Kelly. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You know, that's
Uh-huh.
funny. So he must have looked completely different than I can imagine.
Just the tattoos and the hair, but he didn't have that fuckboy stare.
right,
That
bro.
rhymed.
Oh yeah. Hey, you fucking spitting bars.
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 Going
down.
far.
Not Xanax bars, no. Not anymore.
Yo, farting in our cars. Hey, the door is open.
Gonna go to Mars. No.
I see
yeah.
stars.
Yeah, this is
Arnar.
Oh, no.
my PP's hard. hard.
Retard?
Yeah, that
That's
was just
the
like
one.
had to edit out the whole last fucking
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, this is.
Dude, so why the fuck? So when did you get into comedy, bro? Like, how did you? First off, how long have you been doing it?
5 months.
5 months?
Yeah,
How
it's the 30th of this month. Will be 6 months. So it'll
And
be
you
half
never
a year.
tried it before because you're about my
So I
age.
did. I tried once in 2017, and it was in the big room of Side Splitters, and I
Okay.
fucking ate shit.
First time up.
It was awful. Choked, forgot everything, bombed, whatever.
Yeah. he just went up and like recited the Declaration
Yeah.
of Independence.
Deleted that video entirely. Just didn't want to have that. Just didn't want to have the memory of that.
Yeah.
Then 2018, I did it again, and it was the small room up front of Side Splitters, and it was okay. It was better. It wasn't great,
Let me ask you a question.
but I just didn't stick with it. And then I started again March this year.
What that second time you went up, because obviously you felt very discouraged first time.
Mhm.
What were some of your thoughts when you were going through? Like, what led you to do that second time? Where you're like, you know what, I feel like I can actually do this.
At the end of the day, nobody fucking cares what I do.
Yeah.
Nothing that I do is going to change how I pay my bills, how I provide, how I do whatever. I kind of just was like, I've been obsessing about doing comedy for so long that I want to just fucking do it and not just be somebody who talked about doing it one day.
Yeah.
Because, like, the whole fear is the first time you do it, there's always this lead up, like, oh my God, it's going to be terrible. People are going to fucking say so many things. Nobody gives a shit.
Right.
You go up, you do your set, you leave. Some people don't even remember that you went up.
Yeah. No.
So that's when I was like,
especially-
okay, why the fuck am I so worried about this?
Yeah. We talked about that. Like you bomb. It's like you go back to the same spot, same comedians. No one even fucking remembered if you bombed or not. It's a
I'm
whole
okay with
different thing,
bombing at this point because bombing at this point with material that I know works.
It's just helping you find
Nowadays I can recognize if either it was the room or if it was my delivery.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time you can tell the same joke twice, but if you tell it two different ways, it's just not going to work.
Yeah,
Right,
I know.
right.
It's the same concept of you can say the same thing in two different ways. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you versus, are you okay?
Yeah, which is a
It's
skill.
the same
that-
message.
Yeah, no. Which is a skill that I, honestly, I
true.
see people even locally. A lot of the more senior comics you can see, and a lot of that comes from even your stage time. Just that recognition, just matching where the audience is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
sometimes you can deliver something with a certain type of energy, and it's right there, it's being received.
Right.
But you almost have to, at least for me, adjust the energy that you have it to where the material is almost funny, but you just have to meet them where they're at.
Mhm.
You know.
I've been
kind of
going
like
to
where I'm
about
at.
maybe 2 or 3 open mics a week since I started.
Like Jacoby's
And
really
I
good
can
at that.
say I've done great maybe less than 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
Which, every other time that, people say you did good, and then you look back at the tape and you're like,
Yeah,
okay,
you get
that
a
was
couple
actually pretty
laughs.
good.
Some parts
A
were
lot of the
funny,
times you're like, you're your harshest critic. So while you're on stage, it feels like it's going horribly.
I know what you mean, though.
And then you watch back the tape and you're like, no, this was actually pretty
I
decent.
know what you
Like,
mean.
why am I
You-
judging so
But
hard?
I base my good performances on how I felt about it, regardless
Yes.
if people laugh or not. Because there's been times where I've gotten off stage and I go, I fucking killed it. And
Because
then
nobody's going to make me push harder to be better except for me.
yes,
Nobody's going to make me do that. And if I maintain that, not like I suck, but that healthy criticism to myself of like, I can do better.
Yeah.
feel
Of
like-
course. Yeah.
I feel like eventually I'll be actually funny.
Yeah. No. And that's the thing. You are funny, and that's the thing about something that I like
Yeah.
about podcasting too. That's to help out. It's just because a lot of it is like you're a funny person. We're funny people.
Thank you.
And it's just learning. Comedy's a little like you do it on stage. It's like a little bit more of a discipline, and you gotta like do it differently than when you.
Yeah.
Like, just as long as you're that funny person, you just have to kind of hold on to that, and then you
I
can
mean,
kind of get. Your
I sound
feet.
nonchalant about it, like nobody gives a shit, but at the same time, every time I go up, the hands,
Yeah.
they always,
Yeah.
I always freak out. I always get the jitters. I always get the physical response
And
of like excitement. But it's like
excitement.
changing your perception of, I'm not nervous. I'm just excited to do this.
right.
Dude, and that to your point, there's been like at least for me like 4, maybe even less than you, like 4 or 5 times where like I'm like, man, I can do this for a living. Like this shit, everything, like they were eating shit that I wasn't even expecting them to laugh at. They were
Then you
laughing
just
at,
chase the
like,
high.
and then, then you just like, I'm like, man, this is like, whoa, this was awesome, But then right after, almost, as like every time you have a really good one, the next one.
Every time.
The next one.
Every
The
time.
next fucking 10.
Next 12. You're like, maybe that was just a fluke.
I don't mean to brag, but I definitely had a lot more better sets than you guys. But here's the thing: I would say the first 6 months when I was doing comedy, I'm on a break right now. But the first 6 months that I was doing it, I was doing really, really well a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if like I was trying out new jokes, they never like completely flopped. You know,
Right,
I
right.
I was like, oh my god, I have told so many people, oh, I should try to make this a career because I felt so good about it, and I hit the 6-month mark, and it's been now I'm chasing that high because I'm like, how can I have done so well in the first 6 months, and now it's like been a slow decline.
Well, like everything else, is what do you call it? The pink glasses.
Yeah, rose.
It's the rose-colored glasses. Anytime you get into something new, you're always super excited about it. Then eventually the obsession dies, and that's when the discipline comes in.
Yeah, then that's when you fucking drag your ass up.
Better in different aspects, for sure. I found my voice, if you want to call it that, and I am embarrassed of my voice on stage because I sound like a TED Talk. I'm not as cool as you guys, especially you on stage. You're so fluid. You're the same on stage as you are off stage. I'm a little bit more... You're gonna learn something today. 96% of people.
Well, like, my thing is like mainly I just want people to laugh at the stupid things that have happened to me.
Yeah.
Like and then the other part of it too is like getting a lot of imposter syndrome, feeling like things are happening that I don't deserve.
Right.
Because like I recently, humble brag, I guess.
That's not humble brag. That's sad.
No, the humble brag is that I recently won we were talking about it before this. No, this is the humble brag part. I recently won this thing called New Faces of Comedy in Tampa.
It's a hot wings
and it was like
competition
out
to
of
see
like
who can eat the
19 or
most.
20 comics, I somehow got first place. And I thought, for sure, like voting or whatever was maybe a way of it. Yeah. No, it was like
Did the Russians
the way they did the voting was you had to vote for your 3 favorite comics, otherwise it wouldn't count. That way, whoever brought the most people didn't automatically win.
Fantastic.
And in my head, I saw that the guy who brought
you had to do it. Say it again. You had to vote how?
Everybody had to vote for their 3 favorite comics.
Okay.
Otherwise, the vote didn't count.
Not in any particular order.
Just the 3 favorites.
Okay.
And then that way, whoever brought the most people didn't automatically win. The guy who did got third place, and I was like, "Whoa, what?"
Were you able to write the same name 3 times?
Had to be 3 separate comics. Yeah.
So
pretty much, you vote for the person you came for, and then your other 2 favorites. But what I think really helped was when I was given the choice of what place I wanted. I said, "I want to go first.
Oh yeah.
I want to set the energy. I want to set the mood."
Nice.
Do you usually want to go first?
No, I always like going like third.
Third to fifth. It's a sweet spot.
Third or fourth, yeah.
I never last.
No, definitely not last.
Yeah,
especially
like I've been able to save it sometimes. I've been able to save it towards the last, as long as. But I had to bring out like the jokes I've already like worked on, and depending on the room, it works. But yeah, usually if you go last, you're just like, this is gonna be a bomb.
Yeah, no. Especially some of these bars, you're there like 11:30.
Yeah, and then like
some of these venues,
70% of the room leaves.
Yeah, you stay there.
100%.
It's just comics left over who have heard your material multiple times.
Yeah, and they're like, good one.
Good set.
Yeah, you're like, shut the fuck up. Have you ever been told? I've gotten told when I came off stage, they're like, you're so brave.
No, I've been called brave for being fat though.
Well,
it's like so brave. How do you?
Yeah. It's not brave. I'm a coward.
It's confidence.
It's not brave.
I put a bikini picture of me on Instagram, killing it, and
Racy.
my brother commented, "You're so brave."
Well, I put a bikini picture up. He didn't say shit on mine, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, if I put a bikini picture, that's definitely brave.
Do you need a third bra for your third nipple?
Can you show he wants that.
He wants that. Can I see it? It's so cute.
I have a third nipple that has a Pac-Man tattooed around it.
And he's never gonna get to it. That's so funny. How do you feel about third nipples without a third titty?
Like it's weird. It's like a practical joke.
Yeah, right. It's
Allegedly, I was supposed to be a twin, but I absorbed him like fucking Professor Xavier.
But his nipple was like, no, but you can have me. But
you'll remember me.
Probably explains why I have the size of 2 people.
Yeah. Did you get his penis too? Like his penis
you are able to get this big head on the camera, right?
Oh, yeah.
My big head is in frame. Okay.
Yeah. And your penis head is also in frame.
We're on the topic of titties, and I would like to bring this up. I have a specific ideology of what good titties are, and there's a certain point where I think they're disgusting. Go.
What do you mean? Like, what's the point that they're discussing? Are you adding like chocolate and shit on there?
I want to tell.
Or just like size wise.
I want to tell what I view at the very end after all of you guys tell.
I think
comparison.
All titties are beautiful, except for when the skin looks like corduroy jeans.
And at that point, that's more of a dietary
You know what I
issue.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this
No.
is so
You
mean.
in LA tan too much.
You know, when like literally every centimeter is a stretch mark. Going down.
Okay.
It looks
So
like the
tiger
couch. Look at the
stripes all the way
couch.
down.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
I mean, sports your stripes, but
Look
what,
at the couch. You see the couch? You get all these little lines on them and shit. That's exactly what it looks like. You know,
Oh.
feels like that. Feels like that too. You know.
well, like this corduroy stuff.
It's a little exotic. Yeah, it's a little exotic. To me, it looks like tiger stripes. You know, it looks a little exotic. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. They're great.
I let my hair down. I'm like Tarzan in the jungle, just like trying to let it out. You know what I mean?
I'm not a picky guy. I'm not picky.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yo,
Okay.
titties are titties, bro. I'm not. Well, I mean,
I'm also married. So.
no, I mean, there's.
And
you like
you
your
love
titties
her.
on my wife.
I love my wife. I would never cheat on my wife.
Yeah. The only titties I
without
like-
permission.
The only titties
There
I
it
like
is.
are my wife's. Not even a man's titty. Would she get upset if you like sucked the man's titty? Or just
No,
like,
probably
or just
not.
like kissed it. If you
She would
kissed
be
it.
upset if she wasn't there to witness it.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We love a good cuck.
Yeah. Just kiss it.
Equal
though,
rights. Women could be cucks too.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're cocks.
My
Kooks.
loofah would be, what is it, blue?
Kooks.
Nick, what's your thoughts on titties?
In general.
Booth boy.
I mean, proportional is nice,
Yeah.
but I mean,
There's a difference. Look,
they're all good.
yeah, I like big titties, but then there's like big sloppy titties. It's like I don't like the, some of them just kind of are just hanging out a little too more, like, you know what I mean? So there you got some well kept titties. Those are nice. Then I just
I mean,
like,
if you could put them on your shoulder, that's a lot.
yeah. You get strapped in on that shit like on a roller coaster and shit. A parachute.
If they look like
You know?
they're hurting your back, like I'm more concerned for you.
Yeah. Starts
You
to
guys
hurt
are
your
so
back just by
nice.
looking at
What?
it.
No, you guys that wasn't sarcastic. I have always
Really?
a sarcastic tone under for my
Yeah.
voice. No, you guys are really nice.
But I would much prefer no titties at all over big sloppy titties.
I have the same-
at that point, it's
same
like I would
thought.
rather just starve. I don't want to hunger strike this motherfucker. I'm
Starve.
just all ass, at this point. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if there's no, like, I would, if I had to pick an extreme, I can, I can live without titties. I can say it confidently, bro.
Okay.
I would just man up and I would start a new life without tits.
My thought process on it is so depending on your hand size, right? Like let's say like a decent hand size, a little bit over or like a good portion over that is fine. Any more than that, I'm not good to
Titties?
go.
What
Not
do you mean,
good
like
to go.
hours you're talking
No,
about?
no, like when you're
Cupping.
when you're
grab
cupping,
it.
yeah,
When you're
and
pulling
it-
a David
It has to be
Copperfield.
one handful.
that
Or
would-
David
you-
Copperfield.
Such a dad.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So like a decent
Like
amount over is fine,
like you're
but when
trying
it's like like my hands are small, right?
when you need two hands.
Yeah.
When you need two hands, if you need a bra to like legitimately make them look good, disgusting.
It's like,
I can't
it's like
stand
your
it.
palm
I
in your
don't want to.
basketball, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and
Get out there,
my
you know?
problem mostly isn't with the tits themselves; it's the person that they're on.
I have no problem. Let me be clear. I had to make this
Okay.
distinction. I have no
I
problem.
don't know what it
with
is,
the
man,
titties
but big titty
themselves.
bitches are so confident.
Yeah.
They're so confident.
So
That's what-
confident,
and they make
man.
their big titties
Like, I'm
their
jealous
personality.
how confident that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's what I hate because I'm like, no, you look disgusting, and you need to calm the fuck down. Like it irritates me to no end.
I'm way more impressed with an ass.
Like I
than
have
the
big titties, and they're not
Yeah.
my personality.
Yeah, I'm like,
My
listen.
personality is Marvel comic books.
Well, it's because yours is
Star
a
Wars.
handful. You need more than that.
That's
True.
Thanos
That's true.
titties.
I got the
Thanos
Ricky
tits.
Ross titties.
Thanos titties.
Ricky Ross.
Rick Ross.
Oh, Rick Ross.
It's that
Ricky
305,
Ross,
baby.
They're just kind of like sloped
Bows.
to the side like a Bob Ross mountain.
Oh, they're all cockeyed.
Oh yeah.
That's cute. That's hot.
It's like a
Sure.
peak you can see
Yeah,
the peak in
it's-
valleys and that motherfucker.
Pecan valleys.
It's like
Little-
dad
little
bod
birds
plus.
flying out in the morning. With the sunrise.
So, I
you
guess
That one
what-
episode of Family Guy where Peter had the nest in his beard.
Yeah.
Hey
Little
Lois.
birdie sticking out. Hey, you got some impersonations, bro. I hear you.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, whatever,
I
man.
love how there's Bob Ross there and on your foot. I'm like tripping out. There's like Bob Ross on the thumbnail on the TV.
Oh no shit. Yeah,
There's
there
also
is.
on your foot.
There's the whole ass Bob Ross channel.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, he has
Hell
a-
yeah.
he has
Hell
a
yeah.
channel.
Yeah.
So the thing
They
with
give
Bob
motherfucker-
Ross is, I love Bob Ross, but I will not buy Bob Ross merchandising ever again.
Oh, I saw that
Why?
Netflix shit. Yeah.
So if anybody doesn't know, there's a great Netflix documentary about how Bob Ross didn't own his name by the time he died, and his sons have never seen a single dollar of the empire that is built on his name.
So
There's
all those
basically
little,
his
all
best
those little
friends.
Five Below magnets you buying and
Mhm.
shit. Get that shit the fuck out of here, bro.
His
Stop
best
doing
friends
it.
at the time basically had him sign a contract that he didn't fully understand, which a lot of people say shame on him for that. But honestly, the motherfucker just wanted to draw and
He was
put that
a
joy out in
painter,
the world.
not a reader. What the
You
fuck?
know? Yeah, exactly.
He was
Christ.
also probably high.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Off of life.
He did
Off of
that
life.
sober?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
what do you
He was
mean?
actually a drill
A drill sergeant in the
yeah.
Marines?
And
Yeah,
I
think so. I think so.
yeah.
He
I
hate to
hated
blow
being
whistles.
that bad.
He hated it.
So when he stopped, he just started doing art because it was very calm and peaceful.
Yeah, it was like a
Which
way
is
to
so
handle his
crazy.
PTSD, I guess.
So yeah, all the merchandise that's sold,
And
his
and-
family never sees a single dollar of it. It's a multi-million-dollar empire at this point,
it's fucked
and
up.
those people basically stole his.
I don't want to make this an expose, but also
Yeah, fuck him.
his hair is not really his. You know?
Well,
So-
he hated it.
Yeah.
The perm was on him, but he didn't like it. But it became
His
so
thing.
synonymous
Yeah,
with his
yeah,
Oh, I
image.
didn't know that.
He became a
It became
prisoner
so
to his
syn- yeah.
own pride.
It became so synonymous with his
Getting
image. He
dark.
couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah.
No
He became
way.
a prisoner to
But
his own
it
pride.
fits
Yeah.
him.
That's what he's just like.
Basically, those people told him he had to keep the perm because it was part of his image, and he hated
You
it.
think you think
But
the perm
he-
was talking shit to him the whole time?
It fits him. Not a lot of white guys can pull off a hair
I
like
know.
that.
Yeah, no, it made
I
him
think
cool.
You
it's
know,
killer.
he died here in Silver Springs, Florida.
No shit.
Yeah, he's buried here in Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Is there a painting of it?
You can't say that. Goes to Bob Ross's grave.
Oh yeah,
there we go.
He's buried there.
Ghost
Wow.
Hunters Edition.
Yeah, we start bringing. We can bring.
Can-
some little
do you
happy
feel
We
trees.
just
that-
put out a bunch of
Set
cameras with night vision, and we just go, "Did you hear that? Yeah, oh my god, did you hear that?"
It's
We
just a
come with all this
happy
merchandise
accident.
we didn't buy.
That's so cute.
Happy accident.
Mm-hmm.
That's the story of my life.
It should definitely say that. If it doesn't say happy accident on his tombstone, it's like, how did he die? From a very tragic happy accident. So, how did he pass? Did he fucking
I think
Happy.
it's cancer.
cancer?
Cancer.
Damn.
Never mind.
Pretty sure it was cancer. Yeah.
Fuck.
Can't paint that away. That's
Yeah.
one problem you can't paint away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, might as well say that now before YouTube demonetizes cancer.
Yeah. I know. Demonetizes Bob Ross and shit. Is there some Bob Ross in this conversation?
Jesus,
fucking
man.
flags us and shit.
So do we want to retouch on that Scientology we were talking about
Oh,
before?
yeah.
Oh
with
yeah,
the Danny
So that's
Masterson
interesting.
stuff?
First off, it's weird because we were saying Scientology always seems to like boomerang back into our discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First off, I'm
It's
obsessed
old.
with it. So no.
Well, like
No.
in Clearwater, it's pretty crazy because they have like that huge center there,
Yeah, the flagship.
but they also have like stores that are empty,
North Korea
Yeah.
style,
and they're all
boy.
like tax write-offs.
They own
Straight up
they own
North
like
Korea.
75% of the town or
Yeah.
something like that.
But like if you go to like downtown Clearwater,
And
like
it's
right
all
off the
empty.
beach, they're all empty. They never
North
open
Korea,
for business,
back rooms,
but they are
that
all
shit.
businesses owned by the Church of Scientology.
Do
And
they
it's
have
basically
like
just like
fake
write-offs.
roots and shit? Like,
I have no idea.
I
I
wanna
have
go
no
in
idea.
there.
Yeah, like the fucking
Yeah.
like that
North
movie, The
Korea.
Interview.
That's what
Yeah,
it is.
The
That's what I'm
Interview.
saying.
Yeah.
It's just like North Korea and that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's
It
crazy.
makes no sense. It's like
But yeah, like the Danny Masterson case is like groundbreaking at this point because the Church of Scientology had like an agreement with the state of California that any crimes that happen on Scientology property are to be dealt by the Scientology Church.
Yeah.
So this is the first time that a crime has been committed inside the Church of Scientology, but it's been like convicted
Been
and
exposed.
actually like acquitted
from
in
yeah,
the state court, like in the court for the state.
from within. Though.
So
It's
like all the other people that might have been involved, because it's all speculation at this point, they're all shitting their pants right now.
yeah, that's crazy.
'Cause that
That could be the
agreement didn't
first.
stand
That
for
could
this
be the
case.
first
It's
domino
conspiracy
to the whole
at
thing.
that point.
I mean, yeah, but a lot of times you see, unfortunately,
Is it though? There's so
Yeah.
much proven shit of how
Yeah,
bad
but
that
it, yeah, I
place
mean, yeah,
is.
unfortunately.
No, that's fair.
One of
But
the
But
two
it
sides-
is- it is
one of
all
the two
theory
sides of
now.
Conspiracy. Either that they're doing it or they're not doing it.
It is
But-
all a theory until it's been proven. And then
Yeah.
at that point, it's still going to be called a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Only
Which
because
is-
you're
First off, can I just say
associated with
Danny
it.
Masterson? His name is so close to masturbation, and I would be shocked that he like of course I knew he was gonna be a fucking
What a
he seems like-
disappointment, too,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like
Your
he
name-
was
your
the
name-
funniest character on that fucking
Yeah, I know that's
He
what we're
killed
saying.
him.
He was like the
Yeah,
coolest
he was
pothead
pretty
one,
funny.
you know.
But now, like, and then like all these people are mad at Ashton Kutcher and
And Mila
That's what we
Mila
talked
Kunis.
about
Kunis,
last
and it's
time,
so
yeah.
fucking unfair because like they provided character witness or like reports on the guy's character of what they experienced from him. Like if this guy was a closeted rapist and he wasn't telling people about it, how the fuck would they have known?
You base it on your character
it's
that
like,
you're associated
as someone that he
with,
did
you know
not
the
try to
best.
rape,
I'm sure
I will say
I'm
he
sure
was
at
a
this point they regret
standout
doing
man.
it, but at the same time, it's like you can't judge them
Yeah,
for.
yeah, fuck that. For standing up for their friend, man. And I'll tell you what, God forbid if they were ever put in a situation, or people get accused for shit all the time. Shit. What if?
Yeah, like, look at
anybody
fucking
could
Jonathan-
find themselves in a situation.
Look at Jonathan Majors, the guy
Yeah.
who plays Kane the Conqueror in the Marvel.
yeah,
Cinematic Universe.
yo.
That guy has
Yo, they
been
tried to get rid of it,
through the ringer,
bro.
And
then the
Disney,
kid- yeah.
like props to Disney for not just firing him straight off the bat because his talent agency got rid of him, his manager got rid of him, Disney was supposed to promote this new movie called Magazine Dreams, which was supposed to get him an Oscar, and it just got like
Completely
fucking back burner. Like I don't know if it even got canceled. Like it might just be like a straight to DVD kind of thing.
Oh man!
But like the fucked up thing is like there's new evidence that just came out because
recently, even more recent?
Yeah, because the people that are bringing him to court basically gave them 2 terabytes of data.
Oh shit!
And in that 2 terabytes of data, they hid a video that shows he's innocent. Because after the incident happened, wife or girlfriend is outside. Allegedly, her like finger was broken, but she's out there texting on her phone, no problem. Fucking with her hair, no problem. He even walks by.
They're doing Japanese,
they do
Chinese
this kind of thing.
Traps, no
like,
problem.
hey, what's up?
You know?
And they're like he walks by her twice without any animosity towards each other.
Damn.
And there's all this evidence coming out now that she's the one that's
just straight up
wrongfully accusing him. Yeah. And the DA apparently hid that video evidence too. Like they didn't provide it in the first discovery.
That's so fucked up.
And then when they go to court, she doesn't even show up.
Yeah, because she probably wants to not even go for it a lot of times. She didn't even show up. And it's not up to them, to the victim, quote unquote, to fucking to decide to press charges or not. Right. It's up to the DA. And the fact that the fucking DA is hiding that evidence upsets me so much because to them...
And this is all in the last 24 hours that this has come out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The reason why they will hide that is because they're not interested in finding the truth out. What the DA says is like, this is a story, I gotta back this story out. If there's contrary evidence, you should be accepting towards that, right? And say, okay, well, at least now the truth is being illuminated. Well, unfortunately, then they're like, we want to win or we want to lose. They're kind of like, no, we're not. So you're gonna hide this man's fucking innocence.
Unfortunately, if like you like psychology or like even read into it, there's this kind of theory of the sunk cost fallacy. That once you have put so much time and energy into something and you believe it so deeply in your soul, that everything that you look up will point towards that. So like my whole theory is you can go online and look up Michael Jackson is a pedophile and find everything you need. Or you can go and look up Michael Jackson's not a pedophile and you can look up everything you need. It just depends on what you're looking for. So if you're in a position of power where you kind of have to pick one side of the argument, you're going to look for every case possible to push your case.
Even, I'll kick back on a little bit that they have to. They might feel like, sure, but I mean, listen, you might...
But withholding, that's fucked up.
Withholding is fucked up.
That's literally illegal.
You should be on the side of the truth.
So like the whole concept now is that his legal team has filed for dismissal and potentially countersuing for defamation of character.
Money,
as they should.
If you got the money, Johnny Depp that bitch. Hit her with that D-bomb, with that J-bomb. You know what I mean? Fucking get her out there. See how many times she shit the bed.
I mean, if he did it, dude, if he did it, fuck him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
but like we said earlier, I'm an evidence-based person.
Yeah, but if he
all the evidence is strongly pointing to the contrary.
You gotta keep that same energy if she didn't do it, because it's like then fuck you too, because it's like this dude's you're gonna ruin this whole man's career and shit just because you got in your fields and shit. You know what I mean? This dude's gonna get fired from all this shit. That's like, dude, that's crime. That's fucked up. And then you can get locked up. And then on top of losing everything, he could have been locked up. You know what I mean? So. That's just crazy.
Depending on what I would get out of it, I would definitely try to pull it.
Yeah. Say it into the camera.
Well, to be fair, I was talking about this earlier. I love lying.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. I think it's so much fun. I love the drama. I love all of it. I'm very theatrical, and I'm a comedian, so I get to chalk it up to a bit.
Yeah, she lies about everything. Her name is
when I was addicted to drugs, I lied so much that when I got clean, I'm like, wow, not lying is so much easier to keep track of everything because I don't have to.
Saying the truth,
so like I was telling you recently, somebody called me autistically honest the other day because someone asked me. I'm not gonna say who they asked me. What'd you think of my set? And I went, somebody liked it.
No, listen, dude. Look,
every time I hear it.
That's something I like over the last 10 years. I've been really hard on myself. Like always say the truth. Even in the most minor times, I'm always telling myself that. So I do beat myself up when I have to fib or something like that, And even when it's inconvenient, immediately, and it doesn't. It's always better to say the truth. I feel like
it depends. It's very situational.
I even feel like when like the lie of omission. When you don't say something because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, I always get anxiety in those situations because I'm like, I don't want to lie to this person.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also don't want to be an asshole.
Yeah.
I
And there's a way to
don't
do
want to
that.
be a dick.
Yeah, and there's a way to do that.
How do I tell them the truth without being a dick?
There's-
That's what I
yeah,
obsess on
yeah.
more than anything.
Yeah, and there's ways to do that. Because some people lean on the fact that fact that they're either opinionated or they're very open and transparent, and they use that. And it's not synonymous with being rude. You don't have to be.
Yeah.
You can find a way to be opinionated. You can find a way to get the truth out without being like fucking rude about it. You know, like you can deliver that shit in a way.
We have a saying at work that we've been telling for years now. At this point, where it's like, customer will come in and they'll say something is a flat out lie. You just go, ma'am, sir, I'm not calling you a liar. It's just that what you're telling me is impossible to believe.
You could pull a Drake and
It
Josh.
works so well. It diffuses every time.
I'm not calling you a liar, but I'm not calling you a truther.
Fucking
I
Drake
just the
and
odds
Josh.
of
Drake and
that,
Josh.
statistically speaking,
I have
the
a
odds of that
wonderful-
scenario occurring are so.
I have a wonderful story about not telling somebody something on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm such a
Now
bad
we both
person.
have herpes.
So this guy.
Hey, it's 2023. It could be his piece too.
Thank
Could
you.
be COVID.
We love a feminist. So what happened was
Dishing out these
this
herpes to
guy
females all over.
that my roommate, he moved in with me, and I had a big crush on him. I really liked him, and so we were doing yard work, and I said, I go, hey, but like I'm very honest as well. I'm not always a liar. I just, if I want something out of a situation, that's when I lie.
Yeah, only
So
when it's
I want to
beneficial for
clarify
us.
Sure,
that.
yeah, duh.
It's more of a
Duh.
deception.
So a deception, yeah. And so I told him we were doing yard work. I go, hey, I like you, and he goes. And I go, I just want to let you know, obviously you don't feel the same way from your facial reaction, so I'll
I'm judging by the fact that you're vomiting right now.
yeah,
I take it.
exactly. And so I told him, I was like, don't worry about it, I'll get over you. It's not that big
Judging
of a
by
deal.
the I just smelled shit face.
Yeah, right? And he's like, I just got out of a long-term relationship. And I go, yeah, me too, dog.
Damn.
You're not special. Like, I don't understand that. And so 2 weeks later, he gets his girlfriend.
You're aggressive, girl. Damn.
And I am.
She's like one of those guys, cock cutter. Well, fuck you anyway, bitch.
Yeah.
And it
Well,
ain't-
if you deserve it, you deserve it. And so this is where I became an asshole. Okay, asshole.
Yeah,
Asshole.
she sounds
I heard
that. Yeah, Tampa. Asshole in
And so
Tampa.
I got drunk and he
As you do.
as you do, and he's talking about his girlfriend, and I go, can I tell you something? We talked about this before. Can I tell you something? He's like, yeah, and I go, your girlfriend's fat. And,
I mean, just fucking disgusting.
and I go, and the only reason why you're with her is because obviously you're more attractive than her, and so you're with her so that way she never breaks your heart, and you know that you're gonna break her heart. That's the only reason.
Damn.
Options.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
No,
right.
just keeping that home base right there. You need one girl for the free Wi-Fi and a warm place to live at night. And then
One girl for the hotspot?
yeah, fucking using her son's fucking Switch account and shit. You know what I mean? Fucking playing Mario Kart.
Drinking his that's quick.
A few
Her
weeks
son's
later,
character.
he told me, he's like, oh, I broke up with her, like, let's start, hanging out and this, that, and another. And so then right, and he ends up breaking up with her like a week later, and he's like, I finally broke up with my girlfriend, and I was like, you actually told me that last week. Right. And so, but I was friends with the girlfriend, so I still hung out with the girlfriend, and I was he's my roommate, and so me and him were still seeing each other, and I was hanging out with her, and she goes, I feel like he cheated on me. And I go, what? Crazy. And she goes,
That's not true.
do you know if he cheated on me? And I said, I've never seen another girl around the house.
You didn't lie. You didn't lie. You
I
didn't lie.
didn't lie. I did
didn't
not
lie.
tell the truth, and I didn't feel like she needed
You omitted
to
the
know
truth.
that. I admitted the truth.
Yeah.
Omitted, yeah.
Omitted. And so, but yeah, that's
Let me ask you guys:
a
do
little tidbit on
you
that.
think it takes longer to break up with a fat girl?
No.
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 'Cause,
Why would it?
Just because she's bigger, I guess. It might take a little.
She doesn't have a bigger gravitational pull.
Maybe it'll take like a whole weekend where you can for a skinny girl you probably could wait a few hours. I'd say.
I feel like
if you start on Friday, probably midway through Sunday, you could probably.
I think
wrap
the
it up.
mental condition is a little more time framed than the size. Because like if she's crazy, you definitely want to do it right.
Yeah.
If she's cool, it's kind of like let's just rip the Band-Aid off.
you want to still be friends.
Yeah. You want to try and be like it's not you, it's me, but actually mean it.
Yeah. When did you get married, bro?
Me, so funny story. I met my wife at Narcotics Anonymous.
Hey,
yeah.
You got this. It's not anonymous.
Yeah,
anymore,
two junkies in love. It's a better love story than Twilight.
That always happens. Isn't it one of the steps or a rule that
13th step, yeah.
Yeah.
It's when the the person that's been there for a while fucks a newcomer.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that's a hidden. That's
Was
like
that
you know how you go to
I was
Chipotle? There's a
definitely the
secret menu.
newcomer for sure.
Yeah. Oh, there's a secret 13th step.
Fun
It starts
fact.
to get freaky out this bitch.
Fun fact. How TMI do we want to get on this?
Go ahead.
Tia,
Full
those
throttle.
shit
We
you
can
want,
always
bro.
take it out.
I lost
later.
my virginity to her, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm marrying this bitch.
Oh,
Oh yeah, they like that.
So I turned 21 in rehab. I met her when I was 21. And for the whole first year that we knew each other, we didn't go out because I was like, I'm going to focus on my recovery because I don't want to die again.
Sure.
I literally became addicted to go into meetings. I went to a meeting every single day for my
that's
first
awesome.
year.
That's a good addiction.
Yeah, I mean, after
Any
a
kind
while,
of
it
meeting, like
does get a little
business
bit like
meetings too, or any type of meetings. Or
I need
just
something
AA
else
Right.
because like I still was miserable and wanted to die, but I wasn't suicidal.
Did you
just-
pick up knitting?
No,
Knitting,
no.
crocheting.
6 years after that's when I picked up smoking weed.
Yeah.
There it is.
Four
But yeah,
quilts-
I met my wife
4
in
quilts
NA.
later, it came up.
We started dating a year later, and then we got engaged the year after that.
Whoa, that was
And
really
then
quick.
we got married 4 years ago.
Do you think that's because... Okay, you got married 4 years ago.
I made a commitment because my whole thing was I want to get engaged because I do want to marry you,
Yes.
but there's no rush on when we're actually going to get married.
Okay.
So it took us about 6 years to finally get married.
That's a good time. But were you living with her the entire time?
So we got together.
Someone just cranked him up.
We started dating.
Gacet.
She Gacet. Yeah. We started dating.
Hey,
She goes to
exactly.
visit her cousin in Virginia for about a month, and then when she comes back from that, she never left the house.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been living together for basically 10 years.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you want to say... You don't have to answer this question.
I'll
or
answer
we could
anything.
edit...
I'm an open book.
Okay, what's one of the things living with her that annoys you?
Oh,
Damn,
where do
really
I
gonna go
start?
Straight there. Wow. Yeah, she's like, he's like, I'm an open book. What do you hate about your wife? You know,
No.
That
a list of the
annoys
things
me.
that
What's a
fucking.
quirk
If you could
that's
replace.
specifically with living with her?
Okay, so I'm totally gonna expose her on this one because it is a little annoying because it's like it's so easy to fix.
We gotta
It's
tag her.
so
I love
easy
we
to
gotta tag
fix.
her. We gotta tag her.
It's so easy to fix. So when you take the wrapper off of like a food item or like just trash from like really small trash from like preparing maybe the baby's fucking morning water because she gets prebiotics and probiotics. Take the little wrappings and put them in the fucking trash. It's literally just 2 steps this way. You just gotta pick it up. It's already in your fucking hands.
You don't
Like
have to
if
put
you
it down.
don't set it down,
Yeah.
if all you do in your life is add 2 steps between setting it down, that's literally the
Do you think
only-
it would be beneficial to create like a small little trash can on the counter?
It doesn't really bother me that much. It's
Yeah.
just if I had to pick something,
It would be
that
that.
would be the
What,
fucking
what,
one.
what if
Okay.
you go into like your closet and
I'm
you
looking
see
at you, babe.
what if you go into your closet one day and you see like a bunch of like tin figured like aluminum foil like a whole community? She's like upset at you for throwing out her. It's like I keep trying
Well,
to save these fucking things.
What we do
You know
have
what I
in
mean?
our closet
Oh shit!
at the very top, she has. Have you guys ever seen The Cabin in the Woods? That movie?
Oh yeah.
Oh, fucking great movie. It's crazy. It's
Jennifer Lawrence?
Fucking trick.
no Chris
She hasn't seen
Hemsworth.
it. She's just randomly
Who's
naming
Chris
an
Hemsworth.
actress.
Chris Hemsworth. Okay.
It was a
okay.
Josh
Morgan
Oh,
Freeman?
the guy that cheated on Miley Cyrus.
Yeah,
with Jennifer
maybe, I
Lawrence.
guess.
Full
I don't know.
circle.
Yeah, perhaps.
All right, I interrupted you. Go
I
ahead.
don't keep up with that pop culture.
I know. I do.
Well, anywho,
You haven't heard about them?
she for school for work one year they were doing like all these like instead of a jack-o'-lantern make something in a style of it but use popsicle sticks. So she rebuilt this cabin in the woods from the cover with popsicle sticks and that sits in the top of our closet.
Oh shit! That's awesome. That's awesome.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
put it out for Halloween?
You know, we've had it for like 6 years and we've never put it out for
It's
Halloween.
just like a memory.
No,
type
what
thing.
we are doing is we have skulls Well, not skulls, but skeletons that are actually
skulls?
like opposable. You can move them and set
Different
them and shit.
closet.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm putting a skeleton up, and he's gonna have a microphone, and there's gonna be a sign behind him that says "The Funny Bone,"
That's
and I'm just gonna like
cute.
pre-record like maybe 5 minutes of like skeleton jokes.
Oh man.
And be like, "Humans, am I right?"
I gotta say, I got a boner just hearing about
Yeah.
it. You know.
And then I think we got 2 more skeletons, Fred and George, which are gonna be the audience members.
There you go.
One of them Asian or black or?
No, Fred and George.
No,
are the Harry
you
Potter
know,
twins.
at the end of the day, inside we're all the
My
same.
wife is a Harry Potter nerd, not me.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Oh, they're Harry Potter characters. That's funny.
Uh huh.
Yo, what are you?
Must be
What
Ravenclaw.
house?
I'm Ravenclaw.
Well,
Hey.
every time I do it,
Hell
I get
yeah.
Slytherin every time.
Really?
That's that Santeria, bro. That's that Santeria. I don't practice Santeria.
Well, the party don't start till I slither in.
There it is.
Bada bing.
Spoken like Satan himself, bro. You know what I mean? That's when everybody knows that's when the Bible started getting good. Once the snake got in that motherfucker, bro. You know what I mean? That's when titties started coming out.
I'm gonna slither.
I don't like snakes. I hate them.
I'm gonna
There's
slither
snakes in the
in that
garden.
Hufflepuff.
You're Hufflepuff?
I am Hufflepuff.
Oh yeah, that sounds like you smoke.
With
weed
how much
or
I was gonna
eat
say, with how much
marshmallows.
we smoke, we all should be Hufflepuff.
Yeah, that sounds like you know.
I
how
thought
to-
you were Gryffindor. Actually, you both give off Gryffindor.
Well, you got your radars fucked up.
Do-
You know what I mean?
But do you read?
Got that fucked up radar.
Gryffindor.
I read fucking.
Do you read books?
I read the charges I get whenever I go to jail. You know what I mean?
But
Fucking-
I like
I read
that.
the
That was
receipts
funny.
I got to return sometimes. I fucking.
I read the terms
I
and
read
conditions.
sometimes. I mean, I haven't been reading much. Yeah. The terms and conditions. Before it's out. No, I don't read that much anymore, man. You know, mostly because I'm illiterate for the most part. You know. No, lately I haven't been reading too much. Like on some recreational shit. Like I just buy a book at like fucking Rite Aid or something like shop.
I
Rite Aid.
can't read fiction.
You know?
Peculiar place to buy
Yeah,
books.
I was thinking about Philly when I don't know why I said Rite Aid, but like Walgreens. To be having books at Walgreens and shit every now and then.
No, those are
Cash your
magazines.
Fucking. You're like, no, that's a Twix bar, man. You gotta put that out.
I can't read a book if it's fiction, if it's not like a graphic novel.
Oh yeah.
Because like I
Pictures.
love comic books; they're great.
Yeah.
But if it's gonna be something that doesn't have pictures, I'd rather read about like
Love.
Yeah, you fucking see it.
quantum physics or
Yeah.
astrophysics.
Oh, my guy's
or
out
like
here
weird
doing
shit
Neil
like that.
deGrasse.
Oh.
I
Okay.
love quantum, like the idea of quantum mechanics, and I do like a lot of astrophysics too.
Oh, yeah.
I like the idea of that, but I can't.
I don't understand a lot
So
of
you
it,
like
but I do
multiverse?
understand. I understand more of it than the average
like the
person, but I
multiverse,
really
fifth
don't.
dimensions and all that
Okay.
type of shit, like all these different dimensions and shit.
Well, the fourth dimension is just time, and the fifth dimension, nobody knows what that is.
yeah, but
Oh,
could be another thing.
you
There's like,
dropping knowledge.
well, there's like height,
Yeah.
width, right? Height, width, space. time.
Well, one dimensional is something that doesn't have more than just a single point.
yeah.
Two dimensional is just from one point to
2D.
another.
Yeah.
So if you think of like fish in a pond, anything above the water would be 3D because they can't see that,
Yeah.
even though
Or
that
like-
world does exist.
Or like
So then when you go to 3 dimensions and you're like, okay, you got length, you got width, you got height, you have depth here. What's after depth? The only thing after depth is where depth has been and where it's going to be. So
which
it's
means
time.
that like we could be in the fifth. This is where all this shit comes up.
Sorry.
Like, yeah, no. It's like we could be in the fifth.
It was interesting, but I definitely zoned out.
Yeah, I know. I do that to people.
But no, it is interesting. It's like it means like we could be in the fifth dimension. Like, there could be somewhere here. We just don't have the hardware to even see what it is. You know?
I've got
so
a
it'd be
funny-
like trying to put a DVD in a VCR.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
can only be right here. We can't even see it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, exactly.
I call that selective seeing.
Yeah. Call that hallucination. You know what I mean? No, I like all that shit to a certain degree. Like I'm not like
I have an interesting theory on time travel.
What's that?
How it's totally real and we'll never know if it's real.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
You keep going back and fucking it up.
So like, there's always a solar system model where the sun is at the center and all the planets revolve around it.
Conspiracies.
But like,
Flat Earth.
the more people have studied astrophysics, they've discovered that it actually is the sun is going around the Milky Way's core, and the planets are going this way around it through space. Right.
That makes sense.
So if you think of time travel, you're not accounting really for space travel either. So if like you're at this point and you start time traveling here, I feel like the planet is going to go back where it was before, but you're going to stay where you started. So you're either going to like re-enter as like fucking and then vaporize in re-entry, or you're going to travel to the future and then the planet's going to leave you behind.
So you're saying
my
like
mind
as you're
is
going
blown
back,
right
you're
now.
not controlling. You're saying as you're going back, you're not controlling like
if you're only controlling time and you're not controlling space,
yeah.
where the space was at that specific time, you'll only stay where you were at that time.
But is it a matter of controlling it or a matter of maneuvering within it?
Or manipulating it?
I feel like
those go hand in hand, though.
Well, I mean, if you believe in the interstellar, like in the theory of the black hole of like what they did in Interstellar, the closer you get to a black hole, the slower time goes for you. Like in Matthew McConaughey on that planet was for like an hour and then 25 years passed.
Time dilation. And shit.
Time dilation.
Yeah,
so if like that's the only like proven one, because like the satellites that rotate around the planet, they do have to be adjusted because they do take on a different time than clocks here on Earth, because they're farther away from the center of mass.
Exactly. Yeah, they're further away. Yeah, exactly. So that's what. But you know what? My dad. My dad had a. Speaking of black holes, my dad had a porn DVD set called Black Holes Volume 4.
Yeah, Black Holes Gone Wild.
Yeah, Black Holes Gone Wild. It's a bunch of unruly black holes and shit.
Sounds like some ebony porn.
It was actually Asian.
No ivory.
Nice.
It was a sci-fi Asian drama. You know, another black hole. You know?
I realize the only time that I'm actually racist is when it comes to porn.
You're racist all the time.
That's not
what
true.
Do you see? You're forever racist. I've never seen you.
I'm racist against my own people.
You came in dressed racist. Like,
no, I came in dressed like America.
Yeah, it says come and go.
No, that's my weekend.
Yeah, like a true American. She doesn't know how to spell come correctly.
I've seen those things. I've seen those little gas stations, come and goes. I'm like, that's just hilarious.
I frequent them.
Great name.
It's like glory holes or something.
So that's in the come and go.
Yeah, it's in the come and go. You know, imagine that they had a restaurant, Glory Holes. You ever go to Glory Holes and come and go?
No, but I've been to Glory Days and I've never left with any glory.
That's funny. So yeah, so how long? So you said you were always like a funny kid growing up, like it was a thing.
So like growing up, I was always socially awkward.
Oh, yeah.
Like I never really understood exactly. I never
say growing up, sure.
I never understood sarcasm.
Oh yeah.
When somebody was sarcastic with me, I always took everything at face value. So I would always like have kids laugh at me for not understanding the joke and then be very embarrassed about it. So like no duh, I did drugs.
Yeah, so
I feel like it wasn't.
You were zoned out half the time.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't until I was about like maybe 24, 25 when I actually like subconsciously fully clicked on, and I went, sarcasm's real. Wait a minute, what's going on?
It's the thing. You had an epiphany and shit.
Like I kind of like started understanding how humans interact with each other.
Yeah.
Started emulating the behavior.
So that's a real thing. You're talking about autism.
So, do you think that there's a correlation between you getting laid and sarcasm?
Well, you only got laid from your wife. I wanted to talk about, right?
Well, I did lose my virginity at like 22. So it took 3 years to catch up.
It did. Well, you also lived with your wife for 3 years. Is she sarcastic?
She is the most sarcastic ever.
So it took a
while for me to fucking learn what she was saying.
Boom, she just like gathers you up for it. She was like the best one for that.
Yeah.
So you liked her for her
she's
body?
my best friend. She's amazing. I talk a lot of shit about her too.
Oh yeah.
And like the most loving way ever.
But you lost your virginity to her, you said? Mm-hmm. Oh wow. So you only... Yeah, we can edit this out.
So I was awkward, you know. I was always awkward. I would
yeah.
And like, here's the thing too. Like in high school, I like would maybe have a girlfriend for a couple of months, and then like we would break up, and then it would be a different chick. And it wasn't that I wasn't dating around. It was just that I never knew. It's like the Joker when he's like, I'm just a dog chasing cars. I don't know what to do when I finally catch one.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what to do when I was finally in the relationship. I was just worried about getting in it.
Yeah, but once you know, but you're like, usually they say that when a dog chases the car and they hit it, then they realize they don't want to chase it. You found pussy for the first time. We're like, I gotta marry this shit. I gotta what the fuck?
No, I mean she was the first one that honestly just didn't give up on me and my quirks and my weirdness.
Because she understood what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's awesome, though. No, and I can imagine how strong of a bond it would be, like, you know, you both going through something like that, you know, just like the relatability of like
called trauma bond
on the struggle together.
Opposites attract too, because I was addicted to downers and she was addicted to cocaine.
Oh, you see?
Oh,
I tried coke once for 3 years.
One long
just
time.
wasn't for me. I've told that joke on stage so many times now.
Yeah. I tried it once for 3 years. That's funny.
I like the whole time I did it, I actually hated it, but it was essential if you wanted to go to Ybor and stay up.
Yeah, that's one way to.
I was one of those motherfuckers at the castle every weekend.
I love the castle.
Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah, I went
did
there.
you get whipped at the castle?
I've done.
Adrian got whipped. Adrian got whipped.
You dirty boy.
I've done a lot of things at the castle.
Oh, yeah. Oh wow.
In those bathrooms? Nice.
Nah, they had a dungeon once a month.
Oh, you was out there getting freaky. Okay, hold up. Did you bring your ashless chaps with you?
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
Oh man! Oh, you got 3 nipples. That's extra fun. You get like 3 of those.
Would you get your third nipple pierced?
I've actually been offered to have it pierced for free just because the guy wants to put it in his like portfolio.
That's
I'm
funny.
like, I'll take a ring check.
Sure, you can make some money off of that, bro. You know? Start selling that shit, you know.
Okay.
For a smoke break. I'm having a good time. I mean, you in a rush? Or?
I'm having a great time, dude. I'm in no rush.
Well, let's finish the 15 minutes then, so that way
Just push it through.
Yeah, just push it through. Well, it's not pushing it through when you're having a good time.
Yeah.
I guess you're gonna hold your pee for 15 minutes.
Yep.
All right.
If you're not closing your eyes and thinking of something else, you're not pushing through.
Yeah. You're not pushing it up.
Oh, that was dark.
If it doesn't feel wet on the way coming out, you know.
Well then.
You know. All right. Now I feel like I'm pressured to talk about something.
What didn't we cover?
Hey,
What
Nick,
didn't we cover?
Yeah. What's your
Nick,
favorite color?
I don't like the way
I don't have one.
your toes hang over the top of your
That's
slides.
funny.
Yeah. Sometimes they just push through a little.
Yeah, well, we were talking about pushing through, so that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but tell me how you. So what happened? Actually, tell us more about what happened with that guy. I keep forgetting his
Your
name.
dad.
The podcast guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
How old
Ryan
was your-
Sickler.
How old were you when your dad left?
Right.
Yeah,
No,
Ryan Sickler.
good family, good
Yeah,
family.
yeah,
That was
very
actually
good
great. We had
So
an
you
interaction.
went to his show. He was here. And
I
you
went to his show because it was like 3 days before my birthday, and I'm like, "Fuck this shit! I'm gonna treat myself."
Hey, Stella got a groove
Yeah.
back. Put your hair down.
Stella got
So,
a
after,
like-
after the petty, I went over, got the. You know what I
Is
mean?
that a common
It,
saying?
it
Stella
was
got
really
a
cool
group
because
back?
like
That's it
the sound guy at Side Splitters texts me, shout out to Chuck, and he goes, "Hey man, get ready for a crazy show." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm well aware. Ryan Sickler's one of my favorite comics." Because like I don't have like a favorite, I just have favorites,
Yeah.
and he's definitely up there top 5.
Yeah. Is he really?
He's one of my.
Did you
He's,
get into
he's
him before
really
his
funny.
podcasting or?
Yeah, he used to do a podcast called The Crab Feast with Jay Larson forever ago.
No, this is what 10 years ago.
Now he's got
podcasting
the
first?
HoneyDew, and then he's
Yeah.
got the HoneyDew with y'all, which is his Patreon podcast,
All right.
which is the one that he invited me on. And it was basically because I was the only person that got involved in his crowd work.
How did that
night.
happen? How did you initiate that? Like,
So-
what happened?
What happened was he goes on stage and he goes, "Who here has died and come back?" And not like I almost died, but like actually died and come back. And I was the only person in the room that went, "Woo!"
Oh my god! Right.
And pretty much just
Can you imagine there was some other
went on
asshole
for
with
like
a near-death
4.5
experience
minutes,
story. You're
yeah.
like, shut the fuck up. This is
Yeah,
mine.
another guy
All right?
addicted
I
to
almost died
Xanax.
first.
which ironically, it was the first time I told that story in fucking years, because it's just something I don't really talk about.
Yeah.
I don't really want to be reminded of that the way I used to live, that kind of shit.
Oh, really?
As
Because
a
like, I mean,
product.
what kind of person wants to sit around and just, I want to reminisce on my mistakes?
But do you go back there? Do you find that you frequent those topics? Or you go back there for your comedy at all? Like,
Yeah, I am more
know.
now. I like to like talk about my family and my upbringing and things like that, or
Yeah.
like things that happen in real life.
not so much like
Good things.
Yeah, like I mean, I wrote this down the other day because it was the craziest thing I heard in my house in a long time. Things I never thought I'd hear my wife yell at my 3-year-old. "Are you eating my ass?" And I turn around and I see my daughters biting my wife's butt as they're trying to walk out into the backyard to go play. And I'm like,
You
okay,
guys
this
must-
makes a lot more sense.
You guys must not be Catholic if you haven't heard that before.
No.
Santeria?
Yeah, Santeria.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's interesting, man.
Yeah, and then
It's interesting. Your daughter bites her.
Yeah.
then the crowd work.
I can only imagine just hearing that on your way out the house. Stop! Are you eating my ass? The fact that she's not sure cracks me up. You know? Are you?
Right.
Are you
There
eating
was,
my
there was a question mark at the end of that bitch.
Yeah. Like wait.
The
Is
fuck?
are you eating my ass or?
What are you up to back there?
I'm not sure what's happening.
He said, "What are you up to back there?"
Oh my.
What's going on? What's going on over back there? What's going on?
Jesus Christ.
No, that is fucking hilarious. But how did you go from you? Like, did he come up to you after the show? Or?
So, like, after that little crowd work thing happened, because apparently the
Which was
first
great,
show,
by
he
the way.
asked that question and nobody piped up.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Man, if I thought somebody died, it was for sure Florida."
Yeah.
So I was there on the second show, and after the second show, we pretty much hung out outside and just smoked weed for like an hour.
And you told me
Oh,
to do
that's cool.
stand up.
And he was telling, he was like, "Hey, you're a comic, right? Because like you don't have regular timing." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm an amateur. Just
Oh,
been
man,
at
that's
this
so
for a little
awesome, bro.
bit. Blah blah blah. All that happened, and then he tells me, "Yeah, we gotta get you on the podcast, man. Send me
Wow.
send me an email." So like we were DMing for a little bit, and I got the emails.
Or
No,
oh,
man,
God,
I asked
damn it.
so many times.
That's not fun.
He is such a gentleman. He just won't oblige. No, like finally I got the email back like, hey, we have these dates available, and I recorded with him on Wednesday this last week.
Yeah, and how long did you record for? Was it
for an hour?
Oh yeah.
It felt slightly rushed, but only because it was extremely like structured. Like
Yeah.
hell of an interview. We're like, holy fucking shit. Like he had questions ready. And
That's
he
so
wanted to
awesome.
make sure that we got through all of the main points within that hour.
Yeah.
So it wasn't rushed for the sake of like you're wasting my time. It was rushed for the sake
Efficient. It was
of
efficient.
I want to get to all these points.
Yeah. He
Yes,
did it in an
efficient
way.
efficient.
Yeah, I gotcha. Man, it's interesting. So, what was that like? So, you liked this guy enough?
Huge fan.
Yeah, you're a huge fan. You're out
I was
there
fanboying
smoking.
so
You were
hard.
out there smoking weed with him. How was that like? Were you like?
It was fucking
were you
nuts,
fanboying?
dude. What are you
oh,
talking
shit, this is
about?
crazy, you know?
Did he
Yeah.
roll or did you?
What's up?
Did he roll or did you?
I brought 4 joints with me that I was
Yeah.
going to give him. But then he had a near-death experience at the beginning of this year. Because he's got a blood disease called Factor 5, which is just
Damn, that sounds like some Resident Evil shit.
Well,
Factor
Oh,
5.
cool.
apparently it could give you like a lot of embolisms, which is like something gets stuck in your vein and then you don't pump normally.
Yeah.
So after he had back surgery, they left him on his stomach for so long that his lungs started clotting. And they didn't
what
know
the
if he
fuck?
was going to live. So like a 3-day stay turned into a 30-day stay.
Oh man.
Yeah. So after that, he was like, yeah, I got to be careful with my lungs. I can't share anything. So I'm like, okay. I took out 1 joint. I gave him 3. And we were just smoking.
You think
And
he
then
was-
like more people came up and more joints came out of nowhere. And we were all just,
Yeah.
it was so much.
You think he was more concerned?
My
with
mouth
you?
is getting dry just thinking about
You think
it.
he was more concerned with you maybe having some kind of STD or something?
Probably.
Like that,
I mean,
like,
have you seen me? You have seen me, right?
Yeah, that's why I was trying to smoke with you earlier. I'm
I
like,
don't know what
please,
that meant.
pass me
I mean,
the
to be
joint.
fair, I've only fucked 1 person.
Yeah. But who has she fucked? That's the
There you go. You read my mind. No.
yeah. That's awesome. No man. Well, I find it. Yeah, I mean, that's just sick, man. I can imagine. It's so funny how there. To me, there's certain things in life I feel like, and you go through hard times in life, and a lot of times and it sounds so cliche, but you got to go through those things to become the person that you are, and even to kind of pursue these certain ventures or interests that you have, like for myself, I'm going through such a drastic situation right now in my personal life, but but at the same time, it like opened up the opportunity to be able to do this. Sometimes I walk by and I see the lights on and shit. I was telling them that it's like it's crazy, I've been wanting to do this for so long, but it's like all that would not have come without all of the bullshit that I had to go through. Then I feel like there's sometimes these little synchronicities, if you will call it that, where things like that happen to you. That's almost like a stroke in
It's
like
cosmic timing.
Yeah, it's like that's a stroke in like okay, you're doing things in the right way, or at least.
And then
to
it
me,
goes
feels
back
like you're
to
going
the
in the right
whole-
direction.
Goes back to the whole imposter syndrome where I'm like, I don't feel like I deserve these opportunities.
Yeah.
But I'm fucking taking them.
Yeah, you're taking them,
I'm gonna
and then,
take them,
and then you
man,
got to
like-
know that you do deserve it. Like
Yeah.
I mean, you're no different than
And then,
you're-
and then we're doing
yeah.
the podcast, and he's like, so you talk about this all the time. I'm like, I really don't. He's like, what are you talking about? If I almost died like that, I would never shut the fuck up about it. Like, because I don't want to be that guy that's like, have you heard of the time that I almost died?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Well, shit, I'd rather tell you twice than not tell you at all.
It's gonna be on the Christian Broadcasting Network talking about.
Yeah,
like,
it's already bad enough with my ADHD. I repeat myself so fucking much.
Yeah.
I feel
That's
that.
so funny. I wish you had a cool story, though, unfortunately, about you fucking coming back. Like I wish you would have fucking saw like the devil or
I
saw
thought you
something.
were-
I mean, I just died. That's not impressive enough.
I know,
Yeah,
that's
no,
what
I
I was
know.
gonna say.
No, I was like, come on, you gotta up the ante a little bit. You know what I mean? You could have
Yeah,
made
be
something up
cooler.
for it. Yeah.
Be cooler, man. I will
Made
tell you
something
this:
up.
when I relapsed and went back to the rehab, they had to put me in the counselor's house because they didn't have space for me at the guy's house because it was a guy's house and a girl's house, and I was using Spice. This is where it comes back again.
And Spice, what is Spice? That's,
Spice is like fake weed that came out in 2009,
that gas station
2010.
weed.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah.
Did it look like
But
weed? Though, or?
here's the thing: they didn't drug test for it, so that's why I was using it, right? But I've had a lot of friends that have died from it because of brain aneurysms. Like it's very,
What
very
the fuck?
bad
Jesus.
shit. It's really bad
Was
shit.
it supposed to be smoked? Is that like what? the
Yeah,
intent
it's like
was?
Damiana root sprayed with acetone and bonsai tree fertilizer.
But they sewed it. It's not something that someone
The
found.
bon-
and smoked.
the
They
acetone
sewed it
would
with
bind-
the intent of being of
Right,
smoked. Really?
for
Oh, wow.
highs, yeah, to get high. And then they would
Wow.
make one chemical illegal. They would change the chemical a little bit and release it again, and it would become more and more
Like
dangerous.
Four Locos and shit.
Science.
Just fucking
So,
you know?
I was smoking this with the counselor, and the rehab place had finally just gotten new drug tests, and they caught us. And they were like, what happened? And I'm like, I ain't no fucking snitch. You already know what happened, so why are you asking me?
Damn.
Why are we here if you don't know what
I
happened?
ain't even snitching on myself.
Next.
Bitch. Yeah.
So they
Ass.
moved me back to the rehab center, but this is the kicker. They put me in the girls' house, but they bored me with the only gay guy there because, as they told us, we deemed you two the least threatening to the patients in that house. They basically said, y'all ain't gonna get laid unless it's with each other.
Oh my
That's
God.
funny. And did
I
you
don't
guys,
know if to
did
be
you guys fuck,
offended or like, oh, we painted each other's nails.
Oh, yeah.
So cute.
I wish I was making that up.
Oh my
Once you
God.
said it.
Yeah, they're just watching like the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
He's just like painting nails and
Yeah.
shit, you know what I mean?
Singing the soundtrack together.
Yeah. That's
Oh
funny.
man, no, but that we did watch From Dusk Till Dawn, and that's where I discovered that movie.
Hey, the great movie. That's why I was talking about Salma Hayek, bro. That's when
Yeah.
she was.
Bro, I didn't even know that
Oh
movie
my
was about
God.
vampires till like the last 30 minutes. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
is
yeah, no,
happening?
yeah, I know. Yeah, if you watch it without knowing what you're getting into, the whole first half doesn't seem like.
No,
fucking,
the whole first half is just Quentin Tarantino staring
Being-
at
yeah,
someone's
being bad.
feet.
Yeah, being
You
a
know,
fucking
George
weirdo,
Clooney being the
being a
beautiful
creep.
fucking man that he
Yeah,
is.
I know.
Beautiful.
All that stuff.
The second half was me just masturbating to George Clooney's parts.
Fucking
You know?
crazy.
You got
That's how it ended. You know, it was post-scene credits. Post-scene credits was me, like, cleaning up my stomach. You know what I mean? This is it, you know?
Oh,
Look at the girls,
man.
you know? All right. I mean, I
All right.
guess this is
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get
Pretty much
the
covered
fuck
everything.
out of here, man.
All
On
right,
that note,
all right.
We're done
don't
with you.
have cum in your stomach. You know
Yeah.
what's happening here. You know. All right. Well, listen. Excuse me. It was a pleasure. Listen,
yeah.
it was the only time we've never had another minority here. Well, we have Corey. Excuse me, Corey. I didn't mean
Another
we never
Manny.
had, we never had another Spanish person here. You know what I mean? And so I was just happy. I was just hanging out. You know.
It's because he
After this-
picked the person coming on.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
I
telling you,
figured.
the last few weeks, Maddie was just been trying to bring people that she wanted to fuck. I want to bring somebody I want to fuck this time.
You want to fuck
So I'm
Jeff?
like,
We matched on
I'm joking, I'm giving her a
the
hard time.
dating app because I was like, I need to save this for later. It's a point.
It's not so much.
Which one was it? Bumble?
Hinge,
Okay.
He
The
looks like a
one
hinge
isn't
dude,
that the
doesn't
one
he?
you delete after you hook up or whatever?
No,
pretty much.
no,
Yeah,
that's
it's like a
Grindr,
lesbian
yeah.
app. Yeah, you get married immediately after.
Oh, okay.
What is that?
So
is
like
that-
you're moving in the moment you match.
Pretty much.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Lesbians always move in right away.
Oh yeah.
That's such a
Okay.
stereotype. Don't cancel me.
Lesbians have like.
It's called You Can't
alright,
Say That.
interesting.
So people who click onto this, hopefully they're like,
Well, I can say that. My sister's lesbian.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm jealous of that happiness.
Yeah. Right. I know.
Like, if I was
yeah,
a-
gay people are always so. I mean,
Oh,
you,
man.
okay, you took rainbow like we were talking about.
The-
You should take, but gay, you
Hey.
deserve that word. You can
Yeah.
have gay if it means happy. You can have it.
Hey, I have no
You're good.
shame to admit. I'll watch fucking
Gay porn.
No, what do you call
Brokeback.
that? God, I'm fucking stupid. The Queer Eye.
Oh, you watch Queer
Queer Eye is so much fun to watch. I don't give a fuck what anyone
It's
says.
a bunch of
It's
sassy
such-
gay guys
It's so wholesome.
talking about like fucking.
It's so
home
feel
decor.
good. And in
Is
like
that-
2023, where everyone fucking hates everything, I just want feel good stuff.
is that what you do?
I just want to be happy.
when you go.
I just want to be happy because here's the thing. Now that I've been thinking about this story more and more, that I've like fucking died and come back, I've had this whole thing where I'm like, wow, I feel like I've been going through the last 12 years of my life, not appreciating that I had those 12 years. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just,
no. Do
I'm
DMT.
just fucking happy to be here.
Yeah, amen, bro. Same.
Yeah,
That's what it.
I do the shrooms occasionally, once every 6 months
Mushrooms, you know.
to reset.
Yeah,
You have to
you
do
know,
the
yeah,
shrooms.
dude. Just stay present, man. You know, stay focused on what you're doing. You know what I mean? Don't focus on the bullshit. You know, and just keep it going. As long as you're getting active
Yeah.
every day, you're not.
I stay out of the
bullshit.
high school drama that's in the
Yeah.
comedy scene. Whatever.
Yeah, I know. There's so
It
much-
happens. It happens.
And there's gonna be people who don't. And by the way, dude, I know, much love because like we only chatted on, on group chats, but dude, you're always very like fucking funny, very like you can tell right away.
I just want to
know?
make friends.
Yeah, yeah. Because at first I was like, this guy
Yeah.
looks like an asshole. I don't. Fucking,
I do.
You know?
Yeah, you
I'm
do.
joking.
I do.
I was like, who the
But,
fuck
like,
is
my-
this other Manny?
My
Jesus Christ.
mentality is like,
Facebook's not big enough for two of us.
my mentality is like, and you always see this, like at the bottom is always the drama, and at the top is always collaboration.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I just want to fucking meet friends and
Amen,
do
bro.
shows with
Amen.
people.
Amen.
That's why I
just
got
wanna
into
do shows.
comedy
Yeah.
too.
Amen.
I got into comedy to make friends, and here I am 9 months later. I'm still looking.
Yeah. I was gonna say we're not friends.
We show up every Sunday, and we're like,
Get the fuck
Nah,
outta here.
shout out,
Don't look
shout
at
out
me.
to Scotty, to Scotty Chi, Scotty
Yeah,
Chi
Scotty
and
Chi.
Anthony Rowan. I love those two guys.
Yeah, amen. And Scotty.
We are actually planning on starting our own podcast.
Hey, yeah, do it.
Yeah, because like I've been watching Sopranos for like the first time ever,
Uh-huh.
and I'm on finally on the finale. But I've always had this idea that if I started a podcast, I would call it Gabagooligans,
Hey, that's
And
awesome.
the tag would be a podcast where we don't talk about The Sopranos.
So
and
pretty
our
much
audience,
everything's on the table
yeah,
except for the
our
Sopranos.
audience would be called Gabagoons.
Oh,
I like it. Bro, because I just hit Scotty after I saw I edited the video, and I was like, I only looked at it. We only recorded it. I never went back to look at it. I was cracking up so much, and I texted him. I was like, bro, we got to do some more shit together. You know what I mean? Because he has Star Wars tattoos too. And I was even thinking like doing like movie reviews or some type of shit with him. You know? And he has like 200 and something thousand followers on YouTube. I had no idea. You know, until he shared his thing on it.
Is
He
he
also
single?
had a
He
pretty
lost,
big.
like,
him and
100
Anthony both had a pretty big TikTok before they got banned.
Yeah,
And had
which
to start
happens.
over.
Yeah,
Why they
and he's
banned?
a really good guy too. It's like he's genuinely like a cool dude, you know. You know, a little rapey, but you know,
That's it.
Yeah, but it depends on how your perspective.
Well, yeah, I just call it handsy.
Yeah. Depends on how much lotion you put
I
on that
just
face.
call it
Sometimes
she
he does
deserved it.
Whoa!
Whoa! You can't say that.
Kidding.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
No, I can say that. That's one of the jokes that I get to say as a woman.
Okay, so that's like how I can. That's like how I can say spick.
Yeah.
Yeah, good word.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good word.
his third nipple can't say
Spick.
spick, though.
Spanish people in control.
Yeah, it's Hey!
That's
like
a good way of taking back the word.
Yeah, that's like pig, pretty intelligent girl. Remember?
Or fat.
Yeah.
Pretty hot and tempting.
Pretty hot and tempting. I like my girls like I like my food. Hot and tempting. All right, well that was stupid, guys. I guess we should be wrapping it up here. I really need to hang out and smoke some marijuana and hopefully solicit some sex from Manny here in a second. You know, and maybe.
That would be weird to say your own name in bed. Okay,
Yeah, it would be.
we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
You're paying yourself for hand jobs now?
We look like not the before and after, but like if there's a 30-day thing, I'm like day 15. You know what I mean? Like it was like a 2-year process. Day after, I'm like a year and a half in.
He's the after version of me if you're on Atkins for 6 months.
Yeah. You know how it's like it shows the pictures of them morphing into it. I'm just like one of the random ones in the middle.
Come on down to LA Tan. Here's our befores and afters.
Yeah. That's funny. All right, guys. So I guess
This is it. Yeah.
This is it. Shout out to Manny. Kaishim, you want to plug your socials?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, Manny the Comic.
Manny the Comic.
Yes.
And also you can find me
On
wearing
Craigslist.
pants, I guess. Yeah, on Craigslist. There you go.
In
No,
the
man, it was a pleasure, bro.
classifieds.
Dude, it was really good having you here, man. This was
Hell
a
yeah.
blast, man. You know, let's go.
Smoke
Oh,
fat doinks
yeah.
and Amish.
Hey, you guys are awesome, man. Good motherfucking talk.
Hell yeah.
Good talk.
Good talk. Let's go. All right.
You can't say all those things.